ما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
Once again, a very warm welcome on a lovely Karachi morning to all friends, delegates, dignitaries, and everyone who's taken time out to attend and support the ICCT forum. May I ask everyone to please stand up for the national.
Community as the South-South project. So basically, what we are trying to do in all our efforts as Islamic Chamber of Commerce, as a major representative of the business community of the South-South, is to make our life better through focusing on developing a better future. And this is exactly why we focus on the tourism sector, because many countries from OIC member states are working now hard to develop the tourism in their countries. That include many countries from the Far East, Indonesia, across Central Asia. We have a great development in the tourism uh, movement and in the touristic sector in Azerbaijan and in Uzbekistan mainly. Then across GCC, almost all or majority of GCC countries are working hard in doing that. And then across Africa, all that countries are working. They have their own national vision. It is not just a small project to create some hotels or resort. No, it is a national vision in many countries. So what we are trying to build is to build the concept of sustainability in everything we are doing in that sector. In the beautiful recitation we heard at the beginning, there is a major concept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in that, which is the balance. So it has been mentioned clearly. Allah created the balance. And we already missed that balance in everything in our life. What is the news we hear now every day in the global affairs? It is just we are missing the balance in the global affairs. Everything, politics, economy, even in sport, even in our modern life, we are just missing the balance. So when we talk about sustainability, we are going back to that roots of the nature, which Allah told us that He created the nature based on that balance. So basically, we are just trying to go back to our roots. This is the nature. This is the beauty of nature. This is the beauty of the human being. We are not just numbers. We are not just balance sheet of profit and loss. There is something very deep before and after all that numbers. This is basically what we are trying to do. And we have chosen Pakistan too. And we hope to work in Pakistan with all partners to make this annual gathering international forum. Forum has exhibition, has conference, has capacity building programs, has developing in the technology and everything we can do. And we have that opportunity. Why? Because we don't have anything else beside that forum focusing on the sustainability. When you go in all major event in that sector, it is all about the normal tourism. It is just to promote some new hotels, some new airlines, some new resort, but nothing more than that. So we have a great chance through our all countries, our all member states, to make that international event. Why we don't see that become like a global summit for sustainable tourism? We have that capacity. You notice the presentation of the Islamic Chamber. We cover the heart of the world, from the far east till the far west. Plus, we have already members from non-Muslim countries. So we represent the majority of the world. Let's work together to make that event a global event, focusing on rebalancing our life starting from tourism. I wish you a pleasant stay if you are a guest of Pakistan, and I wish everyone a very fruitful days here in the sustainable tourism. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
In leading various chambers of commerce and industry. I invite you all to give him a warm welcome as he shares his perspectives on promoting sustainable tourism practices.
Sincere apologies. I think Jo Mera, my AI friend is just a little staggering and lazy on a Karachi morning. Please shake.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, Excellencies, representative of Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Development, esteemed delegates from OIC member states, business leaders, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very warm welcome to Karachi. It is both a privilege and pleasure for me to welcome our Federal Minister, Mr. Kaisar Ahmad Sheikh, to the Sustainable Tourism Forum and Expo 2026, jointly organized by Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Industry Development. Under the kind patronage of Government of Pakistan and has supported by OIC, Secretariat Jeddah, different affiliated institutions, OIC, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Commerce, SIFC, Pakistan Tourism Development Board, Board of Investment, and other organizations. Your presence, particularly of our distinguished guests from OIC member states, countries, greatly enhance the importance of this forum. From OIC member countries, greatly enhance the importance, reflects our shared commitment to building a stronger economic and cultural bridges through tourism. Sustainable Tourism Forum is an annual event that will provide opportunities to expand intra OIC trade, investment, employment opportunities, and also improve national income and image of Pakistan as a tourist destination to promote the immense potential of Pakistan tourism industry. Tourism today is not merely a layer activity, it is strategic economic sector, a powerful engine of employment, investment, cultural exchange, and sustainable development across the world. Tourism contributes significantly to GDP, generates millions of jobs, stimulate SMEs, empowers women, youth, promote regional integration. For the Islamic world, with its extraordinary culture, heritage, national beauty, and historical civilization, tourism represent one of the most promising sector for inclusion and sustainable growth. Globally, tourism industry contribute 10% in global GDP, like accounted 330 million jobs and 28.3% of global service exports. Tourism offers opportunity for creating employment, nurturing rural development, diversifying the economy. Since the 1970s, tourism has been used as a tool for community development, with emphasizes on economic development and lessening poverty. As a result, many developing countries have promoted and supported tourism projects in their national development plans. Turkey, Egypt, China, Japan, Malaysia, Thailand, European countries are now top international tourism recipient countries. Pakistan, I am pleased to say, is fully aligned with this global vision. In recent years, Pakistan has made all out efforts to project itself as a premier tourism destination. From the snow capped peaks of the north to ancient civilization of Mohenjo-daro and Texla, from the spiritual heritage of Sufi shrines to our coastline, Pakistan offers unmatched diversify. The gov- government and private sector are working hand to hand to improve infrastructure, ease of travel, encourage foreign investment, promote ecotourism, heritage tourism, and medical tourism, and ensure that tourism development remains environmentally responsible and socially inclusive. Pakistan is one of the few countries in the world which blessed with diverse tourism attraction. It's like four weathers, high mountains, deserts, vast delta plains, seas. For the promotion of tourism, the government of Pakistan has announced visa facility for citizens of 192 countries are eligible for the online visa system, with 120 countries eligible for visa prior to their travel for business and tourism. And Sikh pilgrimage purpose, the visa policy enables the citizens of other countries to get visas at the airport without having to apply at the Pakistan embassies in their represented countries. Moreover, our government is very much keen for the promotion of religious and started development of infrastructure for religious tourism. By developing tourism, our business such as hotels, restaurants, transport, handicrafts, shopping, local recreational spots, local entrepreneurs will simultaneously team, and it creates thousands of new jobs for unskilled and skilled workforce, and Pakistan can offer investment opportunities in these businesses. The theme of this forum, sustainable tourism, is particularly relevant. Sustainability ensures that tourism benefits today's generation while preserving our environment. Culture resource for tomorrow through this forum and expo, we aim to promote responsible investment, encourage cross border partnership, develop skills, innovation, leverage technology, including digital platform, artificial intelligence to transform tourism across OIC countries. The expo component of this event provides a valuable platform for countries, enterprises showcase their potential cultural heritage, services, traditional, non-traditional products, and investment opportunities. I am confident that the interaction over the next 2 days will open new avenues of cooperation, joint ventures, and long-term partnerships. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Development and its continued collaboration to the all participating countries, institutions, sponsors for their support. Together, we are laying the foundation for a longer, stronger, more connected, and more economy across the Islamic world. Let us use this forum to exchange views, ideas, experiences, build trust, and transform vision into action. I wish the forum and expo every success, and I hope your stay in Karachi is both productive and memorable. Thank you very much, Pakistan Zindabad.
I would like to express my gratitude to His Excellency, Mr. Atif Ikram Sheikh, for his inspiring speech, where he emphasized the potential for cooperation, joint ventures, and long-term partnerships in the tourism sector, and highlighted the importance of collaboration among participating countries and institutions. He also wished the forum and expo every success, hoping for a productive and memorable stay in Karachi. Now, it is my honor to introduce our next distinguished speaker, His Excellency Kaisar A.H. Med Sheikh, Federal Minister of Investment, Pakistan, a seasoned businessman and public leader with a strong background in industry and international trade, having led major business ventures and partnerships with multinational enterprises. I invite you all to give him a warm welcome as he shares his perspectives on promoting sustainable tourism practices.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellency Yusuf Hassan Kalavi, Secretary General, Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Development, President, Federation Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Excellency Atif Ikram Sheikh, Senior Vice President, my dear Saqib Fiaz, representative of Governor House, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's a very proud presence. I am very proud that this function, which is Karachi, is the center of Islamic Chamber of Commerce, and they have established Islamic Chamber of Commerce has established head office at Karachi. It's a great opportunity. I had a meeting with the Excellency Secretary General, Mr. Yusuf Kalavi, there at Oman, Jordan recently, and really I am very impressed with his vision and with his thinking about the development of Islamic chambers throughout Islamic 37 countries of Islamic world. Now, this is an opportunity in Pakistan This second sustainable forum is being held for tourism. And I feel that Pakistan, as very rightly mentioned by Mr. Atif Ikram, this is the hub of various civilizations. We had many cultures, and there is you see, of course, Sufism, Islamic is various are there to have a consultation for that. And then again, there's Buddhism, the center of Taxila civilization, that is very important for the Buddhist. And Hinduism, of course, they have a lot of their sites here, Hinduism and then Sikhism. So, and also we have sites to visit, and highest peaks of the world are here, and we can avail all this because the tourism needs infrastructure. Then there's some hotels and facilities for those places. My own hometown, Excellency Mr. Yusuf, I come from Chanyot. I am elected from Chanyot. That is about 2,000 years continued civilization, and it is near Chenab river bank, and their furniture work and their food, we like traditional food. So I think that Pakistan can offer lot of opportunities, and being one of a huge Muslim country of around 2,050 million population, and various you see, we need more investment, and in tourism in particular. I come from federal minister of investment, and I feel that recent conflict with India, Pakistan has gained a lot in particularly in our neighboring and Muslim countries. We found, you see, it is realized now that Pakistan is not a weak, it's a stable country. And we will find out a solution of our internal conflicts if there are any. And the investment in Pakistan is very lucrative nowadays. And you see, we need all these things, the infrastructure we need, and we need a lot of investment, and that can give incentive to the worldwide investors, particularly from the Muslim countries and the Muslim chambers of commerce, and the halal food, which you give a lot of emphasis on halal food. I think there's an opportunity in this Pakistan to offer halal food to the Muslim countries, and we are already doing a lot. It's to Malaysia and to Indonesia and to other Muslim countries. We have increased our export of halal food. So I feel that in the near future, this forum, like the Sustainable uh, Development Forum, this is very good idea, and so this is the second forum, and I think this will provide opportunity to have more interaction between our friendly Muslim countries, and we should develop and Karachi being a center, you have chosen very rightly the secretariat of Islamic chambers here, and I feel that more and more opportunities will be availed, and our interaction between neighboring countries and Muslim countries is very important. So I wish success of this sustainable forum, and we are all out from the government of Pakistan, the vision of our Prime Minister, Honorable Shah Sharif Saab, and that of our Defense Chief, Field Marshal Asam Munir. I think with this collective effort, we are progressing a lot, and you must have witnessed that our stock market is one of the best world market presently, and more and more industrial investment and that of tourism is required.
ICC and organizers, can we please have everyone invited back into the hall so that we can start? Over 60 minutes late, unfortunately. Can I have the ICCD staff, organizers, and volunteers please go to the exhibitors area and get everyone back into this hall so we can reconvene the proceedings of the forum. Thank you. May I please request everyone, people who are in the exhibitors hall, the organizers and the volunteers, please gather them back here so we may reconvene the forum and step up to our first panel. We're already running almost an hour late, so please let's try to be a little more prompt. Everybody back in the hall. The first, and we will be initiating that speech from Mr. Atif Hanif. And I hope my panelists are all here. Mr. Hakan Ulkan, Dr. Davron Ishna Zarov, and Mohammad Usman Masood. And the panel will be moderated by Sakif Fayaz Magoon Saab. I hope I have all my panelists and all my group for the next session already in the hall. All these people that you see on the screen, I'm looking for these people to start off my panel. I can see Magoon Saab, of course. किसको करवाना है फिर कीनोट के अलावा सिर्फ पैनल चला दी हाँ ठीक है Magoon Saab will be starting with you directly. Saqib Fayaz, Magoon Saab. जहाँ दिल करता है आता है आप मॉडरेट करें पैनल को जहाँ दिल करता है आपको पहले में आना है अनुसार में टीचर आप मॉडरेटर है तो I am telling you the very important thing.
और कौन है?
दो और हैं
तो बुलाए।
Devron and Utpan. Let's take an announcement. Can I please have Dr. Devron Ishnazarov on stage and Mohammad Usman Mehsood, Director General KP Culture and Tourism Authority on stage, please. Anywhere that you like, that's the moderator. He'll tell you where to sit. Mohammad Usman Mehsood Sahab. Can I please have people standing outside of the hall door to please come inside, be seated so that Magoon Saab can start off his panel? Thank you. People at the back, can I please request you to be seated? Welcome back to the forum. I would like to formally introduce the panel for the first session post the exhibition today. This panel is about investment and partnerships in sustainable tourism. The panel is being moderated and led by Saqib Fayaz Magoon Saab, Senior Vice President, FPCCI. And in the panel, our guests today for the panel are Mr. Hakan Olkan. Please excuse if I don't get your name right. Board Member, Union of Chambers and Commodity Exchanges of Turkey, Dr. Devron Ishnazarov, Director, CESREC Turkey, and Mohammad Usman Mehsood, Director General, KP Culture and Tourism Authority. Welcome to the panel. Over to you, Saqib Saab.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. I hope everybody can hear me. Thank you very much for giving me the chance to moderate the session on sustainable tourism. Tourism is the one of the important parts that enable us to discover and appreciate diverse region of the world, meet people from different backgrounds and experiences various unique customs and recreational activities. Tourism has huge potential to contribute to economic creating job opportunities and supporting local communities. At present, there are various regions in the world where there is a huge potential of tourism that needed to enable through sustainable investment. So the panel the panel title is Investment and Partnership in Sustainable Tourism. This panel will explore how strategic investments, cross-border partnerships, and public-private collaborations can accelerate sustainable tourism development across OIC and emerging economies. The discussion will highlight best practices in policy, framework, institutional support, regional cooperation, and investment readiness. And environmental sustainability, panelists bring perspective from international institutions, government authorities, and private sector chamber, offering insight into scalable and bankable tourism models. Actually, the bankable when I use the bankable tourism model or bankable, so it's mean it is sustainable and it is doable. So it is very important. Our objective is to identify investment opportunities in sustainable tourism, examine partnerships model between government institutions and private sector, share regional and international best practices, encourage cross-country collaboration with OIC member states, and so there are three panelists in the session. I want to introduce firstly Mr. Hakan Ulkan, board member of Union of Chamber and Commodity Exchange of Turkey. And my second panelist is Mr. Devron is Nazor, Director Statistic, Economic and Social Research and Training Center for Islamic Countries. And my third panelist is Mr. Muhammad Usman Masood. He is Director, General KPK Culture and Tourism Authority. So uh, this the investment has four key directions: strengthening the unified national tourism identity, developing and diversing the specialized tourism product, building tourism capability, and encouraging the contribution of national trades in the tourism sector. So my first question with the Mr. Hakan Ulkan, Turkey. Uh, Turkey has successfully positioned itself as a global tourism hub. So what role have Chamber of Commerce and the private sector played in the attracting sustainable tourism investment? Actually, when we said the Chamber of Commerce, so it's mean private sector. And we believe that without private sector, tourism cannot be promoted. So please, we need your view that how we can.
Thank you so much. Representatives of the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Development, dear colleagues from the Federation of Pakistan Chambers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here today in the beautiful city of Karachi. I would like to thank the Federation of Pakistan Chambers and the Islamic Chamber for the excellent organization and warm hospitality. My name is Hakan Ülken. I'm a board member of TOBB, the Union of Chambers and Commodity Exchange of Turkey, and president of the Aydın Chamber of Commerce. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Rifat Sarcıklıoğlu, president of TOBB, who sends his greetings to all of you. Let me briefly introduce TOBB. TOBB is the main organization representing the Turkish business community. It includes third, third 167 chambers and commodity exchange and represents more than 2 million companies from all sectors. We support open and fair trade and work for a transparent and predictable business environment. TOBB is also active internationally and cooperates with many global chambers organizations. Dear friends, Turkey is located between Asia and Europe and acts as a bridge between East and West. It is an important industrial and production center. Thanks to our strong logistics and customs union with the European Union, Turkey is a key supplier for European markets, especially in automotive, textiles, home appliance, and construction materials. Turkey is also very strong in international construction and tourism. Last year, we welcomed nearly 65 million tourists, ranking among the top five destinations in the world. This number is expected to increase further. We want to strengthen our relations with Asia and are open to new partnership, investments, and cooperation. Dear participants, sustainable tourism is becoming more important worldwide. Today's travelers care about the environment, local culture, and social responsibility. The globally sustainable tourism market is growing fast and offers major opportunities. Eco-friendly hotels, low-emission transport, and nature-friendly tourism activities are in high demand. For businesses, sustainable tourism is not only an environmental duty but also a smart investment. It helps reach new customers, build long-term trust, and stay competitive. Investment in sustainable tourism creates jobs, supports local communities, and protects natural and cultural heritage. When done responsibly, it brings both economic growth and social value. Dear friends, before I close, I would like to say a few words about my hometown, beautiful Aydın. Aydın is located in the Aegean region, one of the most developed regions in Turkey. It is rich in agriculture, tourism, and history. The coastal districts of Kuşadası and Didim are strong tourism centers, while the region also has world-famous ancient cities such as Aphrodisias, Miletus, Didima, and Tralles. Aydın also offers health tourism, thermal facilities, and many sea and nature activities, offering strong incentives and investment supports. Aydın is ready to welcome international investors. Dear friends, sustainable tourism and ecotourism are key for our future. As GOBB and as Turkey, we are ready to share our experience and work closely with our partners. I believe this forum will create strong cooperation and valuable results. You are welcome to visit Turkey and Aydın. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Hakan Ulkan. And we really appreciate that the 500 million tourists you received, and it's a really a role model. And you are here and you are sharing your views. So uh, really we appreciate. And now I will come to my next panelist, Dr. Devron Isnavzro. So based on this statistic research, what emerging trends and data insights show the strongest growth potential in sustainable tourism across OIC member states?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very wonderful question. So indeed, the question is a very this question. Let's first together try to understand the trends overall in tourism sector, then in sustainable tourism, and then together to identify which aspects of sustainable tourism has the most growth potential. So as of today, like 2024, 2026, tourism sector's contribution to GDP is approximately 11 trillion. Yeah, this is in all OIC countries, total aggregate contribution to the GDP from tourism is 921 billion, around there, below 1 trillion. So if we look at the trend and the estimate, so according to the Travel and Tourism Center, over coming a decade, for 10 years, for coming 10 years, global tourism sector will grow at around 3.7%, close to 4%. OIC countries as a group will grow also at around 4% level. So sustainable travel and tourism sector, total tourism sector's contribution to economy will approximately reach 16 trillion in a decade period. OIC countries' contribution will be about 1.4 trillion. So about 4% compound annual growth rate. So when we look at sustainable tourism, there are multiple estimates. There are many companies, organizations, research, they are making multiple estimates. So all of them mostly are double-digit growth rates, showing a double-digit growth rates for coming a decade. So if it's estimated $2 trillion today, sustainable tourism contribution to economy, over next decade, it will be reaching 8 trillion. That's approximate, more or less reliable estimate. So what does this picture shows? It shows not just sustainable tourism as a niche, as a segment of tourism sector, but a transformative power of mainstream tourism activities. So in this regard, my answer focuses on more systematic investment on the sector rather than selective ones. But still we can highlight based on the development, at least for
the hospitality sector. They are constructing rooms which will be offered to the tourists in all the localities where they would like to stay, and having the same structure of the rooms and the buildings which are prevalent in the area. And again, we have offered all the government properties, all the government rest houses which were owned and managed by all the departments to the tourism authority, and then leased out to the private investors who are managing them, keeping them. That's why they are more sustainable and are earning profit for the authority, which again is spent on the tourism sector. We have also, recently launched, integrated tourism zones, whereby the government would provide the basic road infrastructure as and then would offer it to the private investors through the public-private partnership, where they can invest, having a very secure investment, and where the private investor and the government would enter into a profit a share mechanism, where they could also have a return from their investment. So we have very good examples of Samsung chairlift at Malam Jaba and in other places where the investors are feeling very much safe, secure, and are rating this investment as the best one as compared to any other investment in any other sector. We again are encouraging the hotel sector to come to invest in KP, and then we are trying to convince them to offer hospitality teaching services to the private sector, where the youth can have jobs both inside Pakistan and across the world, because hotel sector is expanding and is offering a lot of opportunities to the people. So this again is another thing that we are working. KP has again introduced a novel idea of establishing camping pods, where initially the government in collaboration with the UNDP are establishing camping pods. These are unique structures, which are imported from outside world, and then they are established where the landowner is encouraged and to establish them, and then enter into an agreement with the landowner so that both can earn. So it has given a very good business to the local people. Again, we recently reached the Tirchmir, which was once, this was adventure was once undertaken by Norwegian mountaineers in 1950, and after 75 years, we again reached there. These were the local mountaineers, and this whole, adventure was AP Culture and Tourism Authority. We established two where the students will be taught about adventure tourism. The government is trying to invest finance we offer to that investor. Again, no such competition, but the purpose is to promote tourism in the area. We firmly believe that government alone cannot fully invest and sponsor or manage the tourism activities. The private sector is to be encouraged. And let me tell you that while we have this exhibition over here in Karachi, yesterday we quick started an international tourism exhibition in Peshawar as well, that was managed by the Pakistan Media Foundation. It's still going on, and today it will be concluded, where we received people from Sindh, from Balochistan, Punjab, and from both national and international media. And through that exhibition, we tried to convince the Sarhad Chamber of Commerce, which is one of our strategic partner in that exhibition, to come forward to invest in the tourism sector. That would bring them a lot of profit, and the government is focusing on it. So let me tell the whole audience that the government of KP is very much determined to promote investment in tourism, to promote tourism, to encourage the foreign tourists as well as the national tourists to visit KPK. While coming to this exhibition, I was talking to my team about creating more facilities in the tourist facilitation centers. We have also introduced a tourist police, which is unarmed police carrying no weapons, and they are there in all the tourist destinations, where they would be helping out the tourists who are facing difficulty regarding any landsliding or any information about the destination where they have to go, their stays and everything. So they are very tourist friendly tourism police, and the local police is discouraged from interfering in the affairs of. We are also working with the hotel sector to make all these hotels very much comfortable for the tourists, so that their stay is very much comfortable. We are issuing regular alerts. The rescue 1122 services are also available in all those areas. So there is a long list, and the time I think is too short. And we will try to hold another such event in KPK in Peshawar as well, where all these distinguished guests would be invited to come to explore us, to see what we are offering sector.
Definitely, in KPK is a very so many opportunities of tourism, as you said, and you very well elaborated. Again, I will come to Dr. Divran. So also I want to ask, how can evidence-based policy making and data support improve investor confidence in sustainable tourism destinations?
Very good question. Seems very nuanced one, connecting data, policy making, and investor confidence. But indeed, actually, the connection is straightforward. So, investor, what we say, doesn't fear risk. Investors fear uncertainty. So, in this here, data comes in. Good, reliable, robust data clears this uncertainty. As you at the beginning used the word bankable, data makes bank any investment decision bankable. So, but what kind of data are we talking about? There, especially all data is good. All data are very necessary. But now, mostly in sustainable tourism sector, when we are speaking about this data, it is a real time data, or what we can call a operative data. So there are many different models, like in OIC countries and in non-OIC countries. So there's a good, very sustainable tourism-friendly cities, which has a different models that we can call them models that centralized data hub models, where most indicators, social economic indicators on the sites are made available to all investors and users, tourists. There are other types of model depending on what aspects of the sustainability are you focusing on. Like there are predictive, so-called predictive models using AI, so they can predict the traffic movement of tourists and across attractions 6 months before, and then make decisions or focusing on conservation of these touristic sites, managing tourism flows. Or they're based on surveys. They're in many countries they're based on surveys. Along with economic indicators, there are statistics on the local communities' reaction, local communities' satisfaction from tourists, along with occupancy rate and other tourism indicators. So that will make the for the tourists make decision more informedly. So again, eliminating uncertainty. There are other types of data we can speak about: virtual reality, augmented realities. So there's a Dubai experience in this regard, Tunisia experience in this regard from OIC countries. This all kind of data will help the direct tourists, also the investors in sustainable tourism sector. So in this regard, I think it's extremely important, but you need, as I said, digital infrastructure and other relevant infrastructure to measure this. And especially there are models, maybe there is no need for strong investment, but cooperation between private sector, public sector, like there are different models where the data are exchanged between there in the API in centralized platform. Doesn't have to be real-time data, but like 1 day data, 1 hour data. So in this regard, it's extremely important. But for all this to begin with, first thing to be done is clear policy vision. So clear policy vision states the rule of the game. So government should have a clear policy vision. Whether we look at the Turkey's experience, Abu Dhabi, Dubai experience, Malaysian experience, whichever government they have, we can talk about this in detail, but there's a clear policy that states a rule. It can be partnership with global tourism organizations that give us standards for the companies enterprise on sustainability, different aspects. So set the rules of the game, then invest in infrastructure for the data that will help both the policy making, uh, government level, and also operational policy making about the managing the tourism flows. That also help investors, also helps conserving the tourism sites, and also helps tourists to be informed. So another aspect of that importance of data is accountability. So there are data like about the emissions. So measuring how much this tourism activity costs and emissions, the metrics it can show. So it's accountability from the for the investors, for the tourists from that perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much all the panelists and this discussion provide us a framework between which the objective of the country to support long-term and sustainable tourism. So my last question, just quick, very short answer, if any panelist would apply that. What is the one actionable step government? I would ask from. Mr. Usman Masood, what is the one actionable step government, investors, or institutions can take immediately to accelerate sustainable tourism partnership? Only one actionable step you can elaborate?
Mm. I think to introduce one window operation like procedures where the procedure is made more easy for the investors. This, I think, is the first and foremost requirement for encouraging investment in the tourism sector.
Thank you. And asks the same question, the one actionable step
Well,
government.
one is very limiting. Yani, I would say I had a lot, but
The top one.
okay, the top one is the sustainable tourism, whatever tourism, gastronomy tourism, sustainable tourism. It does not exist independently alone. So it exists along with the tourism sector. So that I would say infrastructure would be developing infrastructure would be the most top priority from the action from the government. Another thing is increasing the openness, like for the tourists. So these two will set the stage for other actions upcoming. If you limit me for, I'd say.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all of you and all the audience who are hearing us. And that's all. And I hope that we got some idea and we got some also how to move forward or way forward for sustainable tourism. Thank you very much.
Sakib Saab, with your permission, may I open the floor for just two questions because we're running into the namaz and lunch break. So, with your permission, can I open the floor?
Okay.
We have time for the floor to be asking the panel two questions only. Oh wow, I got people actually got a lot of inputs and a lot of advices and a lot of suggestions and seemed like a very interesting panel because nobody has a question. Great. Or you're hungry. Just two things. I am going to now
Thank you, Dr.
please,
Saab.
please address to ask the question.
Yeah, DG Saab is here from with Rhythm in KP. A lot of growth has been seen. But we'd like to hear something about sustainable tourism regarding the environment protection.
Should over there to protect this natural habitat of fish.
where Pakistan proved a point. There was a war, but Pakistan proved a point. This was not a war of swords and emotions only, it was a war of technology. And we were against a country which was 6 times bigger in population, 20 times bigger in economy, and branded in the world as the leader of technology. And we defeated them with technology. So what it means is the education tourism, the universities, most of the people involved in this entire thing were below 30 years of age, whether they were soldiers, they were scientists, they were uh, the, the technology, whatever, they were below 30 years of age. And they were graduates of Pakistani universities. So Pakistan has a new face. People have started realizing what Pakistan is. And I think that should be reflected in investments, tourism, businesses, cross culture experiences. And we have people from Turkey, Your Excellency. I'm sorry, I should have acknowledged first the Consul General of Turkey, and my brother, His Excellency Junaid, and our colleague from Azerbaijan, the head of the women side of the Islamic Chamber of Commerce, and all the guests, and Your Excellency as well. I think there's time for more exchange of students. There more connectivity of universities, because Pakistan somehow has got itself into an isolation. On one side is India, where we don't have any relations for people to people exchange. On the other side is, there has been a war for 50 years in Afghanistan. Somehow, Iran has also not been a very frequent visited country, both sides. And China, yes, we have excellent relations with China, but somehow the tourism potential between the two countries has also not been explored and touched even. So Pakistan needs connectivity from all angles, and tourism is the best possible way. And it is a very safe country. Um, I have, I have, and my guests from various countries visited so many places in North in last 2 years. Even our board meetings have happened in places in the north, and they were mesmerized with the beauty of Pakistan. Um, and I will just say that this is just one step in that direction, that this conference is being held second year in a row. And I hope more and more people realize the connectivity and the potential, and come to Pakistan. And whoever, all of you who have come here, please enjoy Pakistan. And if you have time, go and visit other places as well. I'm from Peshawar, from north of Pakistan. And I can tell you about Peshawar. It is the oldest living city of South Asia. It is as old as Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, but it is on the road of immigration and migration and invasion and trade between Central Asia and South Asia for last 6, 7,000 years. So this road remained alive. That's why that city remained alive, and it has layers and layers of heritage. You can just peel the layers. You can see something built 200 years old, something 500 years old, something 1,000 years old. Those structures are there, and the food is also there from various uh, places like Bukhara, and there are food from Central Asia which is being sold in the markets of Peshawar, which has become extinct in their countries. And it has come from Bukhara, and it is still being sold in Peshawar, and Bukhara doesn't sell anymore those halims. And one of the name which surprises most of the people I talk to is the meaty halim. Halim is a dish which is salty dish, a spicy dish, but in Central Asia it is a breakfast dish. It's a sweet dish made out of eggs and wheat and all that. They used to make it, but for last 100 years they don't make it anymore in Central Asia, but they use it in Peshawar. So there's so much variety of cuisine, tourism, and the people. And you look at the people in Pakistan, it is a boiling point. People say that it is the anthropologists say it is the sarai for the caravans of history. So it's a hotel where caravans of history have stayed and moved on. So everyone has left a genetic footprint here. So you see people around, they're different features, different heights, different complexions, because it is not like one country, maybe in Southeast Asia, where you see all people of the same. So something similar to Turkey, which is also a boiling point of people from all over the world over the thousands of years. So with this, I like to end, and I hope the visitors enjoy their stay in Pakistan, and we keep doing such activities for promotion of tourism and for the benefit of Pakistan. Thank you.
When I was introducing Atif Saab, he said I was being flamboyant. I was probably being more flamboyant because this is not a banker. This is clearly a marketeer, and he is brilliant at brand ambassadorship. He clubbed in emotions. Pakistanis are foodies, so emotions are very important when you talk about visualizing cuisines. He talked geography. It was like remembering geography 101 as a Pakistani. Unfortunately, I didn't know we had 1,000 kilometers of the coastline, and I'm a Karachiite. I live next to the coast. And then he started talking about, you know, ice deserts, the Sarfaranga and Skardu. So, and the best part was he put all the geography into arithmetic, made an economic algorithm for it to promote tourism. Thank you for doing that, sir. I am now, I'm very proud and honored to be now calling in a panel that is very close to my heart, and I'm privileged to be moderating that panel also. It's a panel on wellness and what paramounts quality for international medical tourism. It is my honor to be inviting very learned and wise people to my panel here. I would like to start off by inviting Dr. Sayed Merajuddin, Chief Operating Officer, Aga Khan University Hospitals, off campus Aga Khan University Hospitals, to join me as my first guest in the panel. इसको use करूं? नहीं.
Thank you.
Please, just place that you think is nice. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Better, please. May I have okay, now this is tricky. Can I just call you Hans, please? You've got a very, I see three difficult names following it. I'll pronounce them. I'll try to. Theodoros Kedrziski, he's CEO for Novacare Hospital, Islamabad. Please give him a big hand for joining us here on the panel. Egan Yenigan, did I get that right? Thank you. Founder and CEO, Health Healthy in Turkey. And then last but not the least, Dr. Syed Junaid Ali Shah, President, Private Hospitals and Clinics Association and CEO, AO Hospital. Honored to be having you all on my panel here. Uh, so we, so you know, teacher for like almost 11 years, and I like to go with structures and those. And so very nicely, I sort of created a WhatsApp group, started adding people to it, and then I realized I promised to send questions or the flow, and I realized I didn't just have the time, and I got stuck doing other things. But obviously, I had to keep up with my commitments, so I sought the help of my loyal deep sea friend, and I said, "Here is a panel I'm moderating. It's got people from Pakistan and Turkey. Give me good prompts and give me good questions." And just to impress everybody, I copy pasted things which didn't look like copy paste, and I forwarded it to these people, not knowing these are really smart people. And they're going to read and they're going to judge me on that, right? So let's.
Medical tourism is to make sure that you have uh, those expertise which would really add value to the international patients. So, spending a major part of my career in health systems, quality, and patient safety, the first question that comes to the mind of the international community, um, what's there for me? What value would it add to this? So the healthcare outcomes, I mean, there's a great definition of healthcare quality by the Institute for Healthcare Improvement, IHI in US, which is a very authentic platform that healthcare quality is defined as um, the outcome of desired health outcomes. So if we focus on how can we improve our health outcomes, and if we prove by demonstrated data and outcome measures that we are doing we are performing at the same performance level where few of the best institutions in the world are performing, that gives a great confidence for the international community to select specific procedures, elective procedures, and services to choose a country or to choose a hospital or to choose a healthcare facility. And I think we have one of those best um, outcome models in Pakistan. And as we go deeper into the discussions, I think we will move into that direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Am I audible? The light here has gone really dim. Uh, Hans, let's follow through with what Dr. Miraj had said. Talk to me about an outcome model that you think practically gets you the foreign exchange. That's a crossroad that we are looking at. Medical tourism also getting in some money for Pakistan, value to the patient, obviously. There are no two doubts about it. Talk to me about a popular outcome model that you think either has worked or that you think we can curate to work.
Yeah, thank you very much also for having me. Uh, I'm from the Netherlands, by the way, so I'm a Gora in Pakistan. Although I worked 5 years at AKU together with Dr. Maracha, and currently I'm working at a hospital to be built and finished in October in Islamabad called Novacare. Now, coming to your question, I was on my Christmas break and I have a couple neighbors. She is like almost 70 years old and she needs urgent knee replacement. But in Ireland, there is a waiting list, even for private insured patients, of 9 months. And she was really suffering. So I said, you know what? I work in Pakistan. Yeah, we know that. Why don't you take a ticket? I arrange for you an appointment at AKU and any hospital that I feel is good. And it's done in a week and for a fraction of the cost. And the response was, yeah, you know, Hans, you are a strange guy. You work in Pakistan. How could we possibly go to a country like Pakistan? Are you crazy? So yeah, I am. Maybe I am. Now, what do you need to convince people that despite this reluctance to go to Pakistan, what do you need to convince them that we offer quality of care? And that's a sensitive issue in Pakistan, and I want to honestly address it. In Pakistan, it's not common to measure clinical outcomes. We do, some institutions have JCI accreditation, which means you tick a lot of boxes when it comes to patient safety, infection control. That's good in itself, but we do not measure individual clinical outcomes. We have a partnership with Imperial College Healthcare Trust in London to exactly achieve that. So every consultant that we will appoint will be measured against his own individual clinical outcomes and the clinical outcomes of his peers. Meaning, how good are you? How many readmissions? How many resurgeries? How many infections, etc.? Because these are data we think will be important to convince people, okay, we're not just a nice institution with a nice building, we really perform well. I also worked in the Middle East, in Qatar and in the UAE. And you all know we built hospitals there with golden fittings and lavish buildings. But in many instances, the culture was so bad that I would never ever go there. So focusing on a culture of measuring clinical outcomes and learning from our mistakes and make sure that we even dare to publish that. So that is a case that I feel is my responsibility of the hospital I work for. And I would urge anybody to do the same. One more comment. We will not focus on the average foreigner like my British neighbor. We will focus on the Pakistani diaspora in the UK because of waiting list. We will focus on the guys in the US because of high cost. And then, of course, whatever comes from Afghanistan or Uzbekistan is fine. But these are our major focuses. Like the banker told us, okay, the tourism is done by actually wealthy Pakistanis abroad. And I think that's a wise thing to do. So hopefully that's helpful.
Please, please.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good evening. I agree with Hans on the waiting list because I have worked in the UK as well, and it's standard practice over there that if someone needs a total knee replacement or a total hip replacement, they have to on an average they have to wait 6 to 8 months. I speak as an orthopedic surgeon, so I can speak about my own speciality. So that is a huge issue in the Western world is the waiting list, and I think Turkey has done fantastically attracting those patients to cities like Istanbul and Ankara. And I think we lag behind because of two reasons. And I think it's always good to identify your issues so you can go and solve them then. One is definitely JCI accreditation, because I think there's only 4 hospitals in Pakistan. You have 5 now. One is you. I'm assuming Aga Khan is definitely one of them, and then we have Shifa International Hospital in Islamabad. So there's only 5 hospitals in the whole of the country, and the other issue in Pakistan that we face and we seem not to recognize is that although we speak about health tourism and we're here to say good things about Pakistan, but our per capita bed, WHO says, should be, as a developing nation, should be 16, and we fall below 1.
Yeah.
So we have a huge shortage of hospital beds in Pakistan. So if we are to face all these issues and to improve, I think the basic starts from the federal level in Islamabad. We have a huge issue that the health, as it is in, I'll mention some numbers from Turkey. Last year, the first 3 quarters, I don't know what happened in the last quarter in Turkey, but you did $60 billion worth of tourism in Turkey, which is a phenomenal number. And if you compare that to Pakistan, we're not even 10% there yet. So I think it's important that we address our issues. And the first and foremost, especially for those people like Hans sitting in Islamabad, maybe they can help us out, sitting in the suburbs of Pakistan, is that health is not defined as an industry in Pakistan as of today. We don't consider it an industry. Hence, we don't get any subsidies from the government, from the FBR. We don't get any tax reliefs. We don't get any import duties waived. We don't get any special prices on electricity and gas. So, although I agree with the waiting list being an advantage in Pakistan, I'm not necessarily sure if the cost would be a big advantage in Pakistan. If you start counting the traveling expenses, the length of stay in Pakistan, if you start counting the hotel accommodation in Pakistan, yes, we can attract expats that are living abroad, but to attract foreigners to Pakistan, I think there's some distance to be covered. And with a wonderful panel like this and people sitting here who are talking good things about Pakistan, I see great hope in improving the situation when it comes to healthcare. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've worked at a public hospital for over 7 8 years. My total healthcare experience is like 8 9 years, and waiting list is a beast, at least in a sarkari hospital, right? And this is a cardiac hospital, by the way, where the waiting list was safely 2 years, 2.5 years, thanks to transformation, change management, again support from the government. We were able to bring it down, but obviously that works in reverse medical tourism. That means because of our waiting list, people are going to leave Pakistan and go out. Unfortunately, that is for us. We will continue to carry on this discussion. So when I was looking at Egan's intro, I saw a very fancy term there, fancy in a nice way, healthy in Turkey. And I know that some parts of Europe and mostly in the Middle East also, longevity and wellness is stem cell therapies, for example, right? So that is becoming like a buzz, right? Talk to us about what is healthy in Turkey.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Azra, and thank you very much for having me here today. Actually, it's a great honor for me to be among these distinguished speakers and in front of a very prestigious audience. Thank you so much. Well, Healthy in Turkey is a medical travel agency. We've been working with Africa for 10 years now. So we are assisting them to find the right doctor, right hospital, and to get back to their home countries in very good health. So we've been doing this, as I told you, for 10 years now. And so far, Alhamdulillah, we have reached so good results that encourages us more and more to be included in the healthcare systems and to help other patients from other nationalities like Pakistan. This is my fifth time in Pakistan. Actually, the first time that I was here was last year, this period of time. So I think that when I heard about the other gentlemen's speeches about Pakistan's potential in medical travel, and when I compare the past of Turkey and what we have done so far in this field, actually what I can tell is that we've been there maybe 10 years ago, not a long time ago. And we have learned so far. So we have learned so much so far. And as healthy in Turkey, and maybe in Turkey, because I'm the only Turkish representative here, thanks to our His Excellency, he is also representing Turkey. But I want to tell you that we are ready to share what we have learned so far with our Pakistani friends, sisters, and brothers, because I know that you may have the best hospital in Turkey, in Pakistan. But if other people don't know about you in other parts of the world, it will be just local. So if you can find the way, the right people, the right connections to introduce yourself, your physicians, your facility, your technology to other countries, to other patients, then you will see, I believe, that it will facilitate your system to be more and more involved in the international healthcare system. So I believe that there is a great potential in Pakistan. That's what I've seen so far, and I really appreciate the hospitality here that I receive every time I come. So this is a little bit about what I can say about health in Turkey and my presence here.
Thank you so much. As Pakistanis, we're going to be loving healthy in Turkey. We love Turkish dramas also. The nation is full of those people, right? Let me touch base with Dr. Janecha, who is on a great cusp. You know, clinician, physician, practicing surgeon, okay, orthopedic, right? And then also administratively engaged with this hospital and private hospitals or clinics association, right? We are a big country. Atif Saab just gave us to be very close to those numbers, 250 million. And you again mentioned the dearth of hospital beds, and we can quote from the economic survey on the numbers of doctors per patient or the number of nurses per patient. That is one of the biggest challenges for us. With these challenges, we also know there are people who are, because obviously, even if there are limited doctors, they're top of the line. The Pakistani doctors and healthcare is top of the line globally. How, as a person on the cusp of both being a clinician and an administrator, plus running a hospital which has 100% bed capacity, I'm sure, what is a conscious way of attracting patients through the medical tourism route? How do you manage to do that? Or is there a plan, or are you doing it? Do you have a policy in place? What are your thoughts on that?
Thank you for the question. I'm a little more than that. I fit in the tourism industry and in the hospitality and in the hospital industry. I own a hospital, a hotel in Skardu. Atif Bhai was kind to mention good things about Skardu, but PC Skardu we acquired, and it's doing fantastic. So as tourism, Pakistan has picked up, but unfortunately with health tourism, Pakistan is still lagging behind. And I think the CEO of Aga Khan mentioned it quite correctly, that we have, and Eigen also said that we have to expose ourselves to the world when it comes to health tourism. Yes, we have fantastic units in Pakistan, in Karachi, because I am the president of the Private Hospital Association. We have some fantastic units: OMI Hospital, Aga Khan, Liaquat National, South City, Ziauddin. You talk about it, and we have that speciality, even in just Karachi and extended Sindh, and then the rest of Pakistan. We have some excellent clinicians. We have some fantastic physicians, all, a lot of them foreign trained. A lot of them have worked in countries like America and England, and they've come back to serve Pakistan. So there's no lack of clinicians or establishments. Yes, we need more beds, that's for sure. But given the private hospital sector, we're not talking about the government hospital, because when we talk about per capita bed, then we talk about the government sector as well. And I think you were at NICVD, extremely busy unit, and of course there's waiting lists over there, and some people don't make it. The date of death comes before the date of treatment, unfortunately, which is another fact that needs to be addressed. But when it comes to private healthcare, and I think when we talk about health tourism, we do talk about private healthcare, because we don't have an insurance structure in Pakistan. So anybody coming from a foreign country will have to pay for their treatment. So they will not be attracted to establishments like NICVD and SIUT and Civil and Jinnah Hospital, but they will be automatically directed to the private hospitals of Pakistan. And I think to deal with the patient load, with a foreign patient load, I think we have enough beds. It's just about exposing ourselves, showing the world that we have all the specialities, even when it comes to health and wellness now, with all the age reversals and all the gene therapies going on in the world. Even that, so we have in Karachi now. There's a huge setup in Karachi of many clinics. I'm opening one myself in 2 months after Ramzan, which will be based on infrared therapy and ozone therapy and compression therapy and IV drips and NAD and whatever you can think of. Anything that England, America, Turkey, anywhere else would be offering. But the I think the challenge remains is that we have a lack of exposure because of the recent past, some turbulence we've been through in Pakistan when it comes to security and safety, and we've had some incidents, unfortunately. But now, good decade or even more than a decade, everything has been controlled. But somehow we haven't been able to get that message out to the world. Like Atif Hanif Saab said, there's some fantastic things to do in tourism in Pakistan. It's just about getting that message out. But I think for now, we need to rely on collaborations with friendly countries like Turkey, because there are some things that we need to learn from Turkey, especially when it comes to health tourism. And I think Aigen has visited
Care, whether it's a unique selling proposition for Novacare vis-a-vis all the other hospitals that are there. Tell me how you are envisioning medical tourism for Novacare.
Thank you for the question. The answer is yes, yes, and yes. Uh, it will be part of our business plan to focus on medical tourism. As I mentioned, our target groups will be the diaspora in the UK and in the US. We will reach out to them. We have certain ways to do that. We have our partnerships. One thing that I think is not yet mentioned is the importance of digital support. So making sure that it is very easy to apply for a surgery. It's make it very easy to apply any data that make it for us as the receiver more easy to serve properly and as per the demand of the patient or customer, whatever you want to call it. So we are developing a, I would say, rather good, well organized. We will not do everything ourselves. For example, we will not build a hotel. We will liaise with a hotel in Islamabad, and they will help us out to do that. I want to emphasize one thing, two things actually. Our orthopedic surgeon rightly said, medical tourism is not a business for healthcare institutions of the government. They have other tasks, they have other challenges, and they should focus on that. So it's mainly a business of private hospitals. Private hospitals are meeting certain standards should collaborate. We should build some mask, some constellation that has a stronger voice when it comes to government support. So when you look at visa, when you look at all kinds of things, practical things that even I, before I got a work visa, it was a nightmare. And I worked in Pakistan for 10 years. What is going on? So these things, these bureaucratic hurdles needs to be removed. Finally, we have one problem in common, all of us, and that is nursing. The big issue in Pakistan is a lack of nurses in terms of numbers and in terms of quality. And I think if you want to survive in medical tourism, it's not only the quality of the surgery, it's mainly or maybe 80% the quality of the care before and after that. And that is where we have a big, big problem. And I think there are some initiatives here and there. There should be a national agenda. I know that, for example, the government, let me not call the prophets by name, say, oh, we don't have a problem. I said, what? How can you think that? We know from the ground there is a problem. So we're working on it. Hopefully it will be smooth. We are able to organize this professionally, but there will be issues.
Yeah. So, uh, but as a business student and being a business teacher for like 12, 11 years, I always look at a situation and I'm trying to look at an opportunity. And I'm like, okay, great. So this is medical allied tourism facilitation also. And here I would want to offer A-class nursing school also, become a nursery. And then like I said, I worked in a public sector hospital and I know the nursing challenges that we have. I totally agree with you. Egan, give us a business. You've been here 5 times now. You know Pakistan, right? And we're so happy to see you here all the time that you've looked at our ecosystem. You've looked at the facilities that we have. You've looked at us as a country and as a nation. What do you think is a model for medical tourism that will work with us? As you look at it from a zoom out lens, and then you tell me what you see and what you think is going to work for us, for someone coming from outside.
Well, actually, as I told you earlier, I think there is a big potential of, when I look at the hospitals, the capacity and the experience and the education level of the professionals, this quite superior. However, as I told you, I think medical travel is something that requires a complete system, like you said, ecosystem, because you may be the perfect doctor, you may be the perfect hospital, but when you don't have the team to arrange let's say, in the medical the transportation, let's say the visa obtention, the facilitation for visa obtention, and other services like accommodation and everything else, even the social events that can be arranged by the team. I think something is always missing, something remains missing. For example, as Healthy in Turkey, and we are working with Anadolu Medical Center, which has an affiliation with Johns Hopkins, United States in Istanbul. We have started a very strong collaboration for our African patients. They have this great team, French speaking and highly qualified team for taking care of the African patients coming from all over Africa, actually. And my patients come from Western Africa, who speak perfect, of course, French. So what we do basically is to coordinate everything together with this team. When, for example, we receive the medical file of a patient, we transfer it to the hospital's team, the Africa team. They get back to me together with a second medical opinion and together with a price quotation, of course. We communicate that to the patient. And if the patient accepts to come to Turkey, then we start by sending them the invitation letters, and we try to facilitate the procedures at their home country by contacting our embassies or our consulates directly, saying that this is our patient, he or she will come to Turkey through our services. So this is the first step that can be done, maybe the first little step that can be taken while starting the medical tourism thing. Because I think, I mean, there's an expression that I love a lot. You may never have a second chance to make the first impression. If you make the first impression right, I think you start building the trust right at that moment. This is what I personally lived, experienced so far. And when the patient and the trust is built between you and the patient, me, for example, personally, I again and the patient, then the patient starts asking me questions. I start sending them the messages before their arrival, a long, very, very long text message, including how they will be accepted by, received by our driver, which is organized by the hospital. How is the weather like in Turkey actually? What is the exchange rate, and how do you exchange your money at the offices in Turkey? Or what should you bring on, for example, if because as you know, in Africa the weather is quite warmer than in Turkey. So we always try to give the patients these tips who may be very useful to them, because I always assume that this is the first time that they will come to Turkey and they don't know anything about Turkey. They don't know the culture, they don't know the language, and French is not a very frequently spoken language in Turkey, of course. And so they very naturally feel a little bit alienated. What we try to do here is to try to make them feel as if they are home. So from time to time, for example, this may be an example that I can give you. Our name is the healthy in Turkey, the fancy name, but we found another fancy name for our regular gatherings, happy in Turkey. So we get together with our patients, we chat, we chit chat, and we drink and we eat something and everything. So they get to know each other very well. And after a while, they don't need us anymore. They go to shopping all together. Even now, there's a neighborhood that I don't know in Istanbul, but they keep going to Aksaray, and I wanted them to take me there one time. They promised they will take me to Aksaray. So I think trust is very important here, and the model that Pakistan can also build is also should be based on trust. Because when I started coming to Pakistan, I of course knew that we were so close to each other, Pakistan and Turkey. Pakistani people, Turkish people, we are always brothers and sisters. However, I see that I feel so confident, so at ease, and so comfortable when I'm here, because the cultures are so different, similar. So what I can humbly recommend is that put emphasis on trust and on sincerity and on the human touch as well. Because I think no matter how digitalized we will become, no matter how technology will be used, I think the only thing, maybe less thing that matters is the human touch. Shaking hands, seeing the patients, and asking how they are. For example, in 2 days from now, one of our patients in Turkey, we will get together for her birthday, and we will throw a surprise party for her. So I think these are the things, that small things that maybe, I don't know, giving you some little details of how interesting can medical tourism in Pakistan. If Turkey can help you with this, as I told you, we are always ready to do that, because we've learned a lot and we are ready to share what we've learned so far.
That's such a great offer. Thank you. Uh, Coming in terms of cooperation, collaborations, Daksha, I'm going to take you very, very backward right now in my own way, right?
one of his lower limbs, and he went to South Africa from there. And South Africa, he went to around three or four, five hospitals, and everybody in South Africa told him that he should go through an amputation. Now you can imagine a 28-year-old footballer being told that. So he went back to Mozambique, and with full hopes of getting an amputation, then because in the end he said, if I have to get an amputation, I might as well go to my hometown and get it done from any local hospital. Anybody can do an amputation. And he bumped into a Pakistani in Mozambique. As you know, there's many Pakistani businessmen in Mozambique, and he happened to be from Karachi. So he forced him to come to Nazmabad all the way from Mozambique to our hospital and said, "You have tried everything, might as well try AO Clinic as well." So he Googled us and he researched and whatever. And his family said, yes, if you're going to lose a limb, then there's no harm trying. He came all the way from Mozambique, and the Consul General Khalid Tawab, he approached the Consul General in Karachi for Mozambique. His name is Khalid Tawab. And Khalid Tawab had brought the patient to our institute. And the happy story was that he did walk away home on his own limb. So his limb was saved. So in our profession, there's a lot of good stories to tell. We get a lot of patients from Bahrain and Oman and Dubai and Afghanistan, especially in the war-torn days of Afghanistan. We attracted a lot of bomb blast victims and gunshot victims. So yes, we have structures in place, but I'll just come back to the point that Hans made just for a brief second or two, is that collaboration is so important and to support each other because like Eigen just said, that there is not just the medical issue. I think my Google is trying to pick something up. So it's not just the medical care that we're looking after. It's, is there visa issues? Is there travel? Is there accommodation? Is there security? Is there shopping? Is there birthdays? It's whatever happens during their stay when they come and visit us as a patient. So at private hospital and clinic associations, we're trying to develop a website, at least of the 71 member hospitals that we have, and bring everything on that website, including the specialities, including the clinicians, including their qualifications, including every hospital's result will be on that website. And then we'll take help from people like Egan and or Dr. Fatih sitting here. Again, he's very interested to promote health tourism in Turkey and Pakistan. So we'll take help from them and see how we can hopefully improve the system. We have a test run going in Lahore right now. We're making a 50-bedded hospital and a 50-bedded hotel along with the hospital. So that opens in June this year. So let's see how it goes. But I think, as the CEO of Aga Khan also mentioned, that hospitals and hotels need to work closely together. So let's see how it does. But we open it in June. Hopefully, that is the solution to a lot of the problems that we're talking about right now.
Thank you. I work very closely women entrepreneurs, mainly both incubating them and accelerating them. So when anybody comes out with these entrepreneurial ventures of which is cross-cutting between a profession and entrepreneurship, obviously leading to economic impact in Pakistan, I get double excited. So thank you for the double excitement. First was obviously the story of this footballer walking away on these feet. I'm going to take my last round of questions or comments with the panel. Till then, if you have your questions ready, please be ready for them. This is going to be my last round that I'm going to be talking to the panel about. Uh, Dr. Miraj, if there was one government intervention, one, I'm going to be as tough as Sarvakib Magoon was with just one suggestion, one intervention that you think could be done at a policy level, because we're talking Pakistan, we're talking nation, we're talking visas, we're talking permissions. What is that facilitation or policy decision you are looking at that will encourage or at least not discourage tourism, medical tourism?
Thank you. A very difficult question. Only one you are asking. If I, yeah, if I prioritize, I think to me, um, the biggest priority which I would request of the government of Pakistan in terms of facilitating medical tourism or tourism at large in Pakistan is to maintain the law and order situation, a safe and secure and peaceful environment in the country.
सर वो श्रीलंका की टीम को तो रोक लिया था ये सब हमने करके माशाल्लाह we had the Sri Lanka team stay back because of our assurances that we will look after them, so I'm very hopeful. Hans, I have the same question to you. What policy intervention or encouragement would you like to see as an impact?
Well, number one, I agree with Dr. Maracha. When I came to Pakistan, literally everybody said, "You are crazy. What country are you going to?" Once I'm here, it's all very nice people. There's potential. Yeah, there are issues, But again, the government should work on a better image through whatever means they have. Secondly, I think the government should strengthen its control over or inspection of quality of healthcare in general, not only in private institutions because they go for their accreditations and will measure outcomes, but also for the government and the charitable sector. So many things happen that is actually so bad, and that in the larger picture also sends out a message that it's a mess in the healthcare in Pakistan. And NGOs and the World Health Organization and all these people don't stop focusing on that. So we should have some leapfrog forward to say, okay, now in 5 years we make a plan and then it's done. Don't change policies, don't change the approach. There is one way to do it, agree or not. And if you don't agree, we stop the business. And actually that's because all of us know there are so many things happening that you think, how on earth can we tolerate that?
Yeah.
And that's again, that's the larger picture. It's not specifically for medical tourism, but if you want to attract people, you have to send out a message of a happy country.
Yeah. They say Pakistan grows on you, it builds on you. And for this, what Hans is saying is actually वो हम कहते हैं ना उर्दू में दिल से आ रहा है. It's coming from the heart. Say, and so I'm so happy to see he's more Pakistani now rather than a Dutch, right? I'm so happy for that. Thank you so much. Again, I see representation from the Turkish government also here. Thank you for being with us. Uh, what would, now that you've been here often on a tourist visa and whatever, and you've seen that, what sort of facilitation would you expect the government of Pakistan to have for the people of Turkey to be encouraged for medical tourism here? What are some of maybe some impediments that you faced as Turkish coming to, not you, not Egan, but generally people who would want to be here?
Well, actually, I can give a real example from myself. I got two visas until now. Until the past, until my last visit. So they were all two short-term visas, multiple entries. So I had to make an application for a new visa, the extension visa, and I made the application in November. But unfortunately, my visa got out 2 days ago. But I had to we can carry two passports in Turkey. So I had to make a new application for a short-term visa again. That can be maybe a real example. I think that there was maybe some technical problem about that. But when you cannot get the visa, you cannot get into the country. So everything. Every plan needs to be changed. That can be one thing, but the other thing that I can maybe give like an example from Turkey is the incentives, the financial incentives as well of the ministries, relevant ministries. That can be, for example, encouraging for the hospitals and also for the medical travel agencies to make the publicity, to do the marketing, international marketing, or to, so that Pakistan should be more appealing for international patients as well. We need to maybe strengthen and support the capacity of hospitals financially and also technically so that they can provide more and better services to international patients.
Thank you. Dr. Shah, same question. One impact that you would want coming from our government?
So I actually broadly I agree with Dr. Miraj and Hans and what Aigan just said. Security is important, and of course there has to be a standardized healthcare across the board in Pakistan, whether it's government sector or private sector, doesn't matter. One bad news for an industry, like you mentioned, the Sri Lankan attack. It was an attack on a cricket team, but all sports in Pakistan got affected, not just cricket. So it is important that we follow a standardized healthcare. But I think from the federal government, I was going to say fighting with them, but I would rather make it softer. I've been debating with them for the last 15 years since I was health minister in 2013. I started this topic, and it's been somewhat 17 years now, and I'm still debating with them to please label health as an industry in Pakistan. When you say it's an industry, then it will start flourishing and developing. There'll be laws made for that industry. But till the day that we don't recognize health as an industry in Pakistan, then who are we to sit here and talk about health tourism? Who are we to sit here and talk about standardized healthcare? Nothing will happen unless Pakistan terms health as an industry, just like Turkey has done, just like United States has done, just like other Western countries have done.
Thank you so much. That's the enterprising mindset, that gets everybody to be moving. Obviously, I don't have a lot of exposure with the federal government, but yes, work directly with the government of Sindh. And one thing that I noticed was missing badly was, like Egan also pointed out, PR and marketing, awareness creation, right? There are some really good things that the GOS has done after the 18th Amendment taking over, not so much for education, but health, yes. I've directly been a stakeholder in that, so I can vouch for that. And I keep telling them, how come there is no PR? How come there is no awareness? How come there is no marketing on all the good things that we do? It's not that you want to show off. Yes, we want to show off, definitely. But that also role models by the type of work we're doing and then other people are doing. Uh, I am grateful to the panel for being here. As a teacher, I asked everyone to put down their questions if you had any. If there are questions, please let me know. We'll take 2 or 3 questions from the floor. Uh, Please introduce yourself. A question has to be a question. If there is a recommendation or suggestion, please take it over chai with the panelist. Ji Javed Saab.
You have binded me to restrict myself to
Yes.
question. I would just ask, I'll turn my uh, observation into a question to this. आपको जरा धोखा देने के लिए मजाक में कह रहा हूँ. My question is that there's a lot of growth now in halal tourism, and there is sub-segment of halal health tourism. Have any of the worthy members of the panels, especially from the hospitals, pondered over it?
Ji Salman Saab has a question on halal health tourism.
Especially to attract the in the Gulf states who would like to avail the facilities of our very good surgeons, lady surgeons, and also the healthcare staff, conscious of the hududs of Sharia.
So if I can just try, if I'm understanding you, sir, correctly, I think the concept is wonderful. And by context of Pakistan being Islamic Republic, we all assume that whatever we do is halal. But if your question specifically pertains to any healthcare facility or a hospital moving in terms of halal healthcare, medical tourism certification, at least I know from the AKUH perspective, we have not embarked on any such structured approach at the moment. Yes. But maybe in the future, I don't know. If anybody wants to, Shasab, if you want to add anything, or Hans.
No, I concur with Dr. Miraj. We haven't even considered the word halal tourism, health tourism. Halal tourism, yes, and it does work. But with health, I think the word halal, maybe it fits or it doesn't fit. But I think all type of healthcare is halal because you're saving a patient's life, you're helping a person, another human being. So I think as a whole, healthcare the whole industry is a halal industry. So we haven't really pondered over it yet.
जी सर, लेट्स टेक इट over chai. Chai पे पकड़ लीजिएगा इन लोगों को आप. जी, do I have more questions?
Hi.
There was somebody else who raised their hand. Yes, please.
Choti Rat from the Thai consulate here in Karachi. I also would like to share some of like our Thai, medical tourism success stories. And the gentleman just say about the halal health issue, health tourism, and also His Excellency Atif Hanif also talk about halal hotel certified in Thailand. So halal tourism is very important for Thailand for quite a while now. But my boss we'll talk about it tomorrow. But today I would like to share about why medical tourism is successful in Thailand. I mean, of course, for economic contribution, it's $1 billion business, right? And so it helps also with the healthcare development in Thailand. I think why Thailand has become so successful, we are in the top 5 or top 10, medical tourism in the world. That is because we have the long standing universal healthcare coverage, and that helps with the infrastructure building. So, and that leads also to successful medical tourism later on. And and we have also that also helps leads to innovation and specialization. For example, medical tourism also helps promote the development of specialized treatment like cosmetic surgeries, orthopedics or fertility treatment. And so it improves efficiency and expertise in the Thai healthcare sector. So why Thailand is successful? I think one of the most important thing, of course, because it's medical tourism, you have to have the high quality world standard medical services. And we have internationally accredited hospitals in Thailand, trained doctors from Thailand and abroad. We have so many medical colleges in Thailand, and of course also affordable um, treatment costs, because it is probably 30-40% cheaper than you would go to Europe or the US. And we have, as Thailand, we have excellent service culture. The hospital are known for their hospitalities, personalized care, strong patient support services, interpreter, English speaking, international patient centers. And we also have the advanced infrastructure, modern hospital, good transportation system, high quality accommodation, and tourism. We have the tourism infrastructure that allow patients and their families to recover comfortable. And also we have, and very important thing is that Thailand made medical tourism a national policy. So for visa, everything we try to cater medical tourists. And also for example, also Thailand as a Bangkok as a airline hub also help as well.
Do we have a question here, or were you sharing a case study or a
I'm just
success?
sharing that,
Thank you so much.
so
Thank you so much. And yes, we all know, Thailand has been amazing with medical tourism, especially aesthetics. That's, you've just turned around that
yes.
industry.
And
That I
so
know.
as I'm from the Thai consulate here, so we are our doors are open for partners of
Oh, thank you so much. We have the chamber here. The FPCCI is here. We have government representatives here. So obviously, thank you so much for that offer. We're going to take that up. Do I have any more questions? Yes, please.
Thank you very much. I am Dr. Aydın. I am from Turkey, but I graduated from Alame Iqbal Medical College 30 years ago. I came as a now Ibn Sina Institute founder and World Aging Organization. I'm the founder of two organizations. Maybe the 7th of April, World Health Day, we would like to have a World Health and Aging Forum in Pakistan, because global aging is a very important issue. I trained in Europe almost 10 years as a geriatrician in Holland, actually. I was in Utrecht University. One of the professors, Professor Simon Dursma, he was the private arts for the Prince. I was with him 3 years. I really would like to share my 25 years of gerontology and geriatry and longevity experiences to Pakistan, my second home. The 7th of April, World Health Day, we would like to have a World Health and Aging Forum in here, like a post-conference of this sustainable tourism
Thank you.
forum.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Idris Saab and Ashraf Saab. I'm sure have noted the comment and have noted the date, and we'll take it. Thank you so much for that. Gee, do I have? I'll take one last question. Do I have a question?
I am Mujibur Rahman, economist. I am economist. I have a question. With due apology, in the scarcity of halal income, how we can promote halal tourism. This is my basic question with the society.
That's a very philosophical question, sir, and it's out of the ambit of this panel, but I'm happy to talk to you about that later on during the tea break. I have my contentions on that also, so I'm happy to take that up with you if we have a tea break. With that, I'd like to thank my panel, Dr. Miraj, Hans, Egan, Dr. Shahir. Excellent discussion. Like I said at the beginning of the panel, something already very close to my heart. Uh, so thank you so much for those inputs, and then cross-cutting it with economic integration, the which was obviously the momentum was set by Atif Sabia. So I'm grateful for everyone to be here. Can I now invite Ashraf Saab and Atif Saab to present a token of appreciation and mementos to the panel and the speakers here. Atif Saab, please on stage. The crowds are many. We have Dr. Miraj.
What a great panel.
Yeah, so we have Dr. Miraj here accepting the first token of appreciation from Atif Saab. Okay, the second token is for Hans, please. Hans, thank you. Hans came all the way from Islamabad, so he deserves double claps over here. And he responded to my questions with handwritten notes. So I love that. Okay. Egan is, we should give her a nationality. 5 times visitor to Pakistan, is almost a Pakistani. Egan, please, your token. And then last but not the least, Dr. Junaid Shah on my panel. Excellent discourse, excellent ideas, and lovely cross-cut between his specialization as a clinician and entrepreneur. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Can we now have a group photo with the panel, please? Thank you. It's a thank you so much. I continue to stay on the stage.
Well, much rated.
Thank you. ठीक है. We have a small video here. Our airline partner AirBlue. We have a small video by them. Can we please switch that on and play that? Thank you. Can we stop the video, please, so that we can move to the next segment?
Tourism is the world's fastest growing economy, and to lead it, you need to be connected to the source.
Can I have your attention, please? I'm moving on to my next segment. And that segment, the segment that I am now moving on are investor pitches. And for that, investment projects, the session is titled, or the segment is titled, Investment Projects for Economic Development. And for that, I'd like to invite Nawaz Mahmood, international consultant in hospital tourism, for his keynote address. Nawaz Saab, please on stage. सर आपकी स्लाइड्स है स्लाइड चला
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I think I'll just wait for them to finish. Sorry to interrupt your discussion. No, it's okay. I'll join them later. A very good afternoon. My name is Nawaz Mahmood. I'm in Pakistan. I've been invited thanks to the team. You know, when we talk about economic development, we talk about investment, there's a thought, there is a thought process, what we look into it. Pakistan predominantly has been, we always talk about the hospitality and the tourism. We are very nice what we do. But my presentation today is more of a mindset to create an education process, what we do and how we do it as well. And when I'll share some models, what we use when it comes to investment of different projects. So more of an education process for all of you to understand and how we do it. And also what we are doing as in Pakistan in terms of the project itself. So the topic is sustainable tourism. And if we talk about, next slide, Yeah. So if we talk about, tourism, for you to understand, we always talk about it's a national infrastructure. Everything is linked to it, how we do it and the way we do it as well. So before we go into the investment pitch, it's a mindset as an investor, talk to any potential sponsor, someone who wants to do a project, how they want to look at it as well. So the mindset, what we try to create is we look at what really matters and how we need to do that part itself. So when we talk about a country, we talk about everything what it talks about. We just spoke about health. In the morning, we talk about policy making, we talk about others. It has to all tie in when we talk about one particular project, because with one tourism project, at least 40 to 60 or 70 industries are interlinked as well. So that's why it is so important for you to understand how we look at it. So before we go into even the investment pitch, what we look at is we need to make sure that what we are trying to do is we are clear with our strategies. It is a bankable investment, what we are trying to do, either a short term or a long term. That is the key. We talk about if we are part of a global industry. So that is also so important in terms of how we're going to promote it locally and internationally. That is the key itself. And how we work with the trusted partners, either with the government at the national level, provincial level as well, and all the other government entities as well. So that actually brings us all ties together itself. So if I go to the next slide, please, as this is not working. Next one. So I'm presenting you basically the four models, what we are looking at in terms of our investment structure. This is more of an education, understanding. We all know about it as well, but when we look at with our sponsors at different levels, either locally, nationally, or internationally, we look at four different models and what models we are using as part of it itself. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Because this is not working. So the first one, which is very common around the world and in Pakistan as well, we talk about public-private partnership. On other, like in the morning, one of the minister was talking about, BOT, build, operate, and transfer. This is the model what we look for. This is purely between infrastructure linked projects. When we look at the larger projects in Pakistan, I was talking to KPK government, we were talking about at the national, we're talking about our partners in Punjab and also in Sindh, when we're looking at large mega projects where we take the land from the government on a short-term or a long-term lease, bring in the investments, bring in the partners, and we move it forward itself. Again, we have given how we look at the whole concession period itself. The key points for us as part of the project, what we look at it is what is the shared risk between the government and the private entity as well, how it will work. We just had if there's a red tape, how it would be and how we need to overcome it as the international structure from there. Next slide, please. This one is now getting in hand in Pakistan. I work very closely with the RF Habib Investments. We recently, one of the biggest thing what we did in Pakistan was the takeover of PIA, how we looked at it. That was purely our tourism way, how we looked at. One of the way we did it was build a consortium of business, how we looked at our parameters, how we wanted to move forward and make the right decision from there itself. But coming back to REIT, we are very proud in Pakistan itself as RFA Dolman Group. We were the first one in South Asia to set up a REIT investment in Pakistan. Now, as a company, we are operating more than 18 REITs, which is a very good way of doing business and shared responsibility itself, how we look at it as well. It gives a very good income generation. And again, subject to the tax exemptions, your dividends are paid accordingly. So this is one of the model what we looked at it as well. The next one, please. Next slide. So this is what we look at, the special purpose vehicle, how it all comes to. This is what we have done in one of our project in Lahore, where we have looked at two different companies. They want to join hands together. One brings in an equity, one brings in operation experience. We look at it ourselves.
It can be done even with the government, how you want to look at it as well. So this is all there. And again, if exit policy from there is very clear and sound, what it comes to. If I go to the next slide, this is what we call the direct ownership, which is not showing there itself. Basically, this is where I come in today itself in Karachi after 42 years of an hospitality industry being dormant. We are bringing a Pullman Karachi hotel in Pakistan for the first time ever. So we have got so it took us 3 years to be at this stage today. So we signed up with Accor, a brand called Pullman, for the first time entry into Pakistan. So that was itself an initiative. We are at this stage now on a development. Hopefully, inshallah, in 2 years, 2.5 years, will be operational itself. So that's a direct ownership from one investor is putting in all the stake into, which also helps us in terms of making decisions very quickly, how we need to do it, and the way forward. So if someone asks me where is Pullman Karachi coming, it is coming at the Dolmen City in Clifton. The building is ready itself. So Karachi would have a new hotel in after 42 years. So that's a big thing from our project investment, and again under the REIT management of Arif Habib as well. So moving forward, how we are doing it. Next slide. So what we talk about whenever we look at any project, we also talk about, as a corporate social responsibility, we talk about always sustainability aspect as well. And we always talk about circle economy. And what does circle economy represents? It represents basically, a regulatory approach, how we want to do it, how we take over the pressures, how we look at the cost saving, the mindset, what we want to do it, and the use of resources as well, and environmental impact. Being a global citizen and a citizen, we want to make sure whatever resources, what we have with us, we are able to use it and reuse it as well. So it's a mindset we create. We see that as part of education process to move it forward. So if you go to the last slide, very simple. Next slide, please. It's not coming. Basically, this is what I wanted to show you for our Pullman brand, which we are bringing to Pakistan. One of our commitment for this brand in Pakistan that we will make sure it becomes our sustainable framework and the first ever hotel in Pakistan to start with the LEED certification as well. So this is the ownership we have taken as an investor, as the owner itself, to develop it itself. So very simple presentation in terms of investment outlook. I'm here for another 1 hour. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Nawaz Saab. May I please now invite Ms. Asma Chishti to come here and talk to us about her vision and her ideas on transforming tourism for community development. Asma Chishti. Asma, are you using this? ये use करोगी? Clicker चल नहीं रहा है इनका. Slides use कर रहे हो? आ जाओ, आ जाओ. I think Asma has a video. I hope that is aligned.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for all being here to listen to me. I am the founder and the CEO of Destinations Media. We have a legacy business of promoting Pakistan and a positive Pakistan and doing advisory work for corporates and public sector for the last 10 years. And we have our own products that help to navigate Pakistan in a simple and positive manner. So one of the the products that we have developed, which we feel is absolutely essential in Pakistan right now, is a tourism app, but it's not a simple sort of tourism app as you would imagine it. It's really a layer above Google. Everything is geotagged. Everything is, whether it's restaurants, hotels, heritage, sports activities across Pakistan. We've really sort of curated it in a simple way to make Pakistan easy to navigate. So our belief is simple. Ease of traveling leads to ease of doing business. When a destination becomes easy to navigate, clear trails, trusted services, reliable transport, predictable experiences, people commit faster, stay longer, and spend wider. That same structure is what businesses and investors need: legibility, standards, and predictable demand. If you can't read a place, you can't underwrite it. So Destinations turns northern Pakistan and, of course, the rest of Pakistan from scattered information into operational infrastructure, multilingual discovery, verified local supply, itinerary planning, and on-ground readiness signals. Once that exists, the economy starts to formalize. More visitor confidence, more consistent footfall, stronger SME revenues, bankable cash flows, financing, better hotel services, logistics, more investments. So we're not just selling tourism, we're building the system that makes northern Pakistan and then the rest of Pakistan easier to visit, easier to operate in, and safer to invest in. I think, as you can see, so basically, we also, with this information portal, we of course have a full booking platform, but we're limiting that booking platform for our club members who are willing to support sustainable tourism. Because one of the biggest problems that we feel Pakistan faces is that the communities, the mountain communities and the indigenous communities are not part of the ecosystem. They're not benefiting from tourism dollars. And that is a huge problem for Pakistan, because unless you have locals who feel that they're stakeholders, tourism can't develop in a positive manner. So we are also doing a lot of capacity building. We're working with hotels up north. We are working with, obviously, the different provincial governments to really provide as seamless service as possible. So we look forward to discussing this app with and all of you. We're excited that the Ahan Development Network has taken a lot of interest in this, and we have something very interesting to announce soon. This app was launched, the beta version was launched at the Sustainable Tourism Forum last year, exactly a year ago. So we've been testing the kinks and for the last year doing our proper sort of relationship building, because this is not something people don't understand. They're like, are you trying to be a super app? And I'm like, no, it's not about being a super app. Anyone who's been in tourism knows and understands that everything is interlinked and interconnected. And unless all these points are looked after, everything kind of starts falling apart. So I will just let maybe a video sort of speak for itself. We have tested this with a lot of influencers and other sort of tourism stakeholders and so on. And we have a few of their videos to just quickly share with you.
Pakistan has a lot to offer: beautiful locations, endless activities, and great views. We have been traveling and making content all across Pakistan for more than 8 years. And the only thing we felt missing was a platform that brings together all information under one roof. And Destinations Media has finally solved that problem. Their travel app covers everything from city guides, visa information, activity ideas, to shopping local crafts and places to eat. The launch of this app took place at the Sustainable Tourism Forum, which was held by Islamic Chamber of Commerce Development in association with Destination Media. It was so heartwarming to see that the event also made sure to showcase our country's culture through the various local crafts and art. This definitely was a much needed initiative towards the tourism industry of Pakistan, and we're all here for it.
Great.
To kickstart sustainable tourism in Pakistan, Destinations magazine just launched the best app. The app has anything and everything you need according to cities, according to activities, where to eat, audio guides. You can shop from a variety of handicrafts and women led businesses from across Pakistan, proceeds of which go towards building community. What makes it sustainable? By using locals, it builds and enables communities and connects them to consumers across the nation and the globe.
There, that's it. So I look forward to getting to know all of you and maybe discussing this further. I'll be here all day tomorrow also. Thank you.
Every time I talk to Asma, there's a new surprise coming in. So I'm so happy to see this app, and you really, you really want to make that social impact, not just economic impact. Go ahead and invest in those type of activities which build communities. And this is exactly why our next speaker to come and talk to us about the commercial strategy for tourism. Amir Saib Amjad. Oh my God, you've been waiting since morning, Ajay. You have a presentation or something?
I do, yes, I have slides.
Drop them.
Hello, Fahim?
The clicker is not working, so you need their help.
I think
You have your clicker.
this works.
Does
I'll
it work?
test it. I'll
So
test it.
someone's also tested it.
That's fine. All right. Perfect. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, those who are still around. It's wonderful to be in Karachi. And, in public speaking, they call this the graveyard shift. There's a reason for that. It's post-lunch. Some of you haven't had your tea yet. So I'll try to make this as intelligible and as interesting as possible. I was listening to Al-Khalawi's, Mr. Al-Khalawi's message in the morning, and that was very interesting. He spoke about balance. And it actually triggered, and this was not part of my presentation, but it actually triggered something that I'd read some years ago. There was a very interesting thought experiment that took place. I don't know exactly when, but it was something of the sort of asking us the question, what would happen to the world if humans cease to exist? And that question was posed to, theologians, philosophers, deep thinkers, and everyone obviously posited their answer. But the interesting conclusion was that the world would look like Serengeti, the Serengeti National Park, only richer in wildlife and even richer in its fauna. So in short, and that's what Mr. Khalawi also reminded us in the morning, that if nature left on its own finds harmony and balance, it's the human existence that always, and with its avarice, comes in congruence or lack of congruence with it. So the key thing about the forum today is all about sustainable. And the only way to achieve that sustainability is not to let humans cease, but find how we coexist. And I think that for us is very important. And you'll see what I'm presenting today. I think, Azra, you did a fantastic introduction, but I'm not commercial strategy for tourism for anyone. I'm commercial strategy tourism for Alula. So my first question, and this is going to test the clicker. There you go. Because it's the graveyard shift, so I'm going to ask you guys to do some movement here. So whoever has a yes to the question that I've posed, which is, how many of you have heard of Alula? as a destination, please stand up. I'd like to see people stand up. This will get some blood flow going, just some energy. So yeah, so it's either the fact that, yeah, which is ballpark what I expected. Not a lot if you look around, other than a few people who were already standing. So please have a seat. Please have a seat. But those who did look, stand up, and those who were sitting, look around, and you will understand that the awareness is not. So now, how do I come here and make an investment pitch for a destination that you've not even heard of? So let's try and bridge that gap. Yeah. So I have two sections of my presentation. Hopefully it makes it interesting. One is I'd like to introduce by geolocation. Let's start. I'm a geospatial kind of a person. So let's start with Mother Earth. You can see that that's the map of the Middle East. I've put a red dot in somewhere around northwestern part of Saudi Arabia. And that's where Alula is. If you want to be more specific, it's within the Medina province, about 250 kilometers north of Medina, about an hour, 20-minute flight from Riyadh. There you go. Now it gives you a little bit more proximity to places you know. Hidden behind that place card is Karachi. So you understand today there's no direct flight from Karachi. I had to hop 2 flights, but it's not too far. So that's Alula for you. Yeah. In terms of introducing the product, let's walk you through what it is and what does the product contain. Why is Alula suddenly a destination worth knowing and, more importantly, worth investing in? So Alula has over a 200,000-year history. It is the home of the Nabatean city of Hegra. It is also the home of ancient kingdoms of Dadan and the Lihonites. And it is more, I would say, less old town, which has a history of 200 years, where people have been dwelling in that part of the world. And that makes it very interesting. In terms of its landscape, its topography, it's around over 22,000 square kilometers in terms of a very, very rich tapestry of landscape. It's a blend of sand dunes, which is obvious because Saudi Arabia, as you know, is predominantly desert. But it also has sandstone structures, which makes it very interesting. It is also home to lava fields known as Harat, and archaeological sites of more than 3,300 kilometers. Over 500,000, like 500,000 native plants, and it also has a natural park known as Sharan. But this is also text. Let's get it more interesting. Let's see if I can introduce you to Alula by pictures. So for those of you who are familiar, this probably is the poster child or poster picture for Alula. This is Hegra. This is the ruins, the archaeological ruins of the Nabatean kingdom. But that's not it. Alula is Hegra. Alula is also the Elephant Rock. And what I mentioned earlier about those sandstone structures, this is what you see. You see very interestingly, literally out of this world. When you first land there, a lot of people have different reactions. People say it looks like it belongs in Mars, and all kinds of interesting reactions. But yes, it is laced with these sandstone structures, which are captivating. That's another example of that. It's also home to the old town, which makes it very unique, very interesting. Wildlife and nature. Remember what we said about balance. So when we're building Alula as a destination, only are we keeping the first promise, which is that we're here to protect the asset, but we're actually restoring the asset. Because over time, and I don't know how many of you would have been aware that that part of Arabia was home to the Arabian leopard, a very unique and a very rare species of the feline family. But unfortunately, due to uncontrolled poaching and trade, um, we nearly lost the Arabian leopard. But RCU, which is the company, the Royal Commission, has actually reintroduced the Arabian leopard. So it's all about restoration. We're bringing the ecosystem back to where it needed to be. The night sky. I don't know how well the picture is visible right now because of all this light, but Alula is the first in the entire Middle Eastern region area that has been night sky certified, dark sky certified. Dark Sky is an organization that goes around the world and actually um, certifies that the place meets certain luminosity parameters and allows the cosmos, the stars, to be seen in a certain way. And that's very big for a certain type of traveler who's looking for astrotourism and curiosity. And that's something that Alula has as well. And it is home, which is one of our key pillars, to some of the best art and creative industries. I've put that in inverted commas. So the sponsor of the project Alula is His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia himself, and that is his vision. He wants Alula to be the living museum to the world. How are we bringing that vision to life? The two examples that I've just shown here, these are live pictures of what is happening in Alula this week. On my left, to your right, is Desert X Alula. Desert X is an American outdoor exhibition. It's outdoor installations. And the only other place it takes place outside of the US is in Alula. So all the art aficionados, all the art curious travelers, they are, as we speak, thronging in Alula and interacting with these art installations. That is an actual picture taken 2 days ago. On my right, to your left, is a picture of a joint collaboration that we have. It's with the Pompidou, if you're familiar with the Pompidou Museum from Paris. So we have a joint collaboration with them, and there is a contemporary art museum exhibition that's going to take place, and it's going to actually take place on the 31st of January. And this is one of the pieces under the theme of Arduna. Arduna is an Arabic word which means our land. So that's the theme. So this, again, is one of the key attractions, which is that Alula aspires to be and is, as we speak, a living museum. And this is one proof point of which. So the journey, as I said, started in 2017. Obviously, there was COVID that happened in the middle, and the government has gone through lots of structural policies. We've had some very interesting conversations throughout the day about how does the government play a role in facilitating. But let's put Alula to the test. Let's see what the numbers say. So by numbers, the story so far, what is that Alula is part of the Saudi Vision 2030, and it's a flagship project. And it's a destination that stands, as I've explained, for heritage, for culture, for art, and for authenticity. Okay. And the story so far, the results are that we have about 52% awareness of the Alula brand in our target markets. From the sample that I took in the beginning of my presentation, when I asked you people to stand, I counted about 7 odd people, not really 50%. So maybe Pakistan is not really our target market at the moment. But amongst the Western hemisphere, specifically Western Europe and US and China, and some of the source markets, we are at 52%. And we've clocked over 300,000 visitors just last year. That's 2024. I beg your pardon, 2025, the year that closed. 70-30. So the mix thus far of the visitors, of the travelers, is that 70% of them are domestic travelers. There are people who are coming in from, if you're not familiar with Saudi, I mean, Saudi is north of 28 million population and fairly large and sparsely spread because of the landmass. So there's a lot of domestic tourism. And a place like this, which was not developed before, therefore aroused the curiosity, the first curiosity of the local dwellers, the Saudis themselves. Like, we want to go see what Alula is building. So that's been one of our successes. But 30% international travelers as well. Despite challenges, despite brand Saudi going through a transformation globally, despite all the challenges one would expect. I mean, if you all look at OIC countries or Pakistan, I can speak for, I am Pakistani. Despite that, Saudi managed to attract 30% of its Alula visitors internationally. Today, the annual capacity of the airport stands at around 400,000. So you can imagine that accommodating the 300 flow that we had, there were moments where we were sweating. In fact, our visitors were sweating. It was not a pleasurable experience because the airport capacity was already bursting at its sinews, as they say. 50% of the people who today are servicing the hospitality and tourism industry in Alula are locals. Let this statistic sink in. We're talking about a country which was never known for international tourism, Saudi in general, other than religious tourism, which it has done for centuries. We're talking about, within that country, a town which has a local population of 40,000. We're talking about a town which up until 2017 was not well known to even their domestic audience. And 50% of that. Now, how did this happen is not an accident. This is policy in play. This is government proactively intervening and understanding that having staff trained, at the end of the day, it's hospitality, it's a tourism, it's a service industry. So that cannot be a bottleneck. So how do we get ahead of the curve? We have partnerships with, for some of you who might know, Ferrandi, Paris, culinary giants. We offer their diplomas to our local audience. We have a partnership with another government entity, which is an HR related. They have an HRDF. It's called a Human Resource Development Fund. They're very strict. We're government to government, but they say, meet these KPIs and we will help you facilitate, we'll co-fund it. But this is what RCU has. Still not a compelling enough story. So if this is what we've proven that we deliver and have delivered, that is what our ambition is. So 2030 vision puts to achieve by then almost 3x in annual visitors. So close to 120 billion Saudi riyals in terms of Alula's contribution to Saudi Arabia's economy. Again, let this sink in. This is G20 market. It is one of the largest economies, at least within the top 20 economies of the world. One of the reasons why it's doing Vision 2030 is the fact that it wants to diversify. Up until 15 years ago, Saudi has been a one-trick pony standing on the oil leg, and it wants to diversify those legs. It wants entertainment, it wants tourism to be those contributions. And Alula, that tiny town, is going to contribute almost 3% if I just did the math on economy of Saudi today. What else is going to happen? Those 1 million visitors need keys, need hotels. Today, in fact, just last month, we broke the 1,000 ceiling. We have circa 1,080 keys today. That is our capacity. That will become 5x. We are, sorry, beg your pardon, 4x. That will be north of 4,000 keys by 2030 to accommodate the million odd travelers. There will be more jobs created, which I've already spoken about, how it contributes to the economy, 38,000 new jobs. And not all of them will come from local communities. We are already receiving applications from Riyadh, local Saudis who want to work in Alula. A great opportunity for them to grow their hospitality career now. So 38,000 jobs will become a huge contributor. And that 400,000 capacity will increase to north of 6 million. Massive expansion, because the plans don't stop at 2030. We are going to future-proof how we grow. 60,000 hectares of land will be restored. And that restoration comes from putting back the ecology, the ecosystem, putting back the Arabian leopard and everything else that goes into preserving and restoring the landscape to what it used to be. And 3 world-class museums, all of which are under construction as we speak. And that is where the story goes by 2030. So who gets us there? And that's our investment pitch. The government of Saudi has proven a success model. We've put the infrastructure. We've tailored and tinkered and improved and enhanced the policies such that they're working. The brand is working, 52% awareness. The has attraction, 300,000 visitors. The product has repeat attraction. We have visitors who come back, who've come multiple times. I've met just last week a delegation who were in town because last year they came for another event, and this year they're pilot anymore. It's a whopping success. But how we get into our next growth is through private sector participation. And that's where our energies are today. Alula is open for investment and invites anyone. I'm going to be around after the presentation and at the dinner later. So happy to take any further questions. But thank you for your attention. I know it was a tough one because it's towards the end of the day. I hope you got some insightful information. Thank you very much.
Uh, Thank you so much. We needed that boost of energy and those lovely uh, images that you had and the numbers that you had for the presentation. Oh my God, it makes me so happy. time you go for Hajj, you need to detour and do that. Next time you go to Umrah, you need to detour. So thank you for that. My next speaker for the session is Yasir Rashid, who I understand is not here, but his business partner, his co-founder, is going to be talking to us about this is Rodent's story, and she's going to also be talking to about her investment pitch for her project. Please, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Saima Rashid, please. Tali Bade. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're welcome, sir.
Assalamu alaikum all. Thank you very much for inviting Rodent Story at this platform. We are very happy to be here. I would like to show you our project. I want to unveil this project at this auspicious occasion. Please start the slide. Our project is Ishkuman Meadows. The name of the Rodent Story is working on tourism for the last 5 to 6 years. We have built a 5-star facility hotel at Hunza, Atabad Lake. Now, this is our second project, and this is a very unique project. It's a destination. Everybody has talked about Pakistan, and Pakistan has potential of tourism. The international potential, the international revenue is the slides have started. So please, the first one first. It's Ishkuman Meadows, the Asia's first sports and tourism city, the high altitude. The altitude of the city is 2,000 meters. I will tell you in later slides what this project is all about. Now, please, the second one. The owner and the project conceived by Yasser Rashid. He's my younger brother also, a business partner. He's entrepreneur and has global corporate professional. The next one. This is our core team directors and owners, and our partner is from hospitality IAG also. The next one. The management team, which is working on all our projects. The next one. This is the main project's overview, the concept. It's a purpose-built high altitude facility. This is based for tourists, not only for the tourists, but also for sports person. The athletes needs to build our stamina. They need a place where they can go for for V2X oxygen level achievements. So this is the only one place in Asia where we can provide this facility to the athletes. So please, the next one. In this is the project rationale. The Pakistan tourism potential exceed USD 100 billion. The revenue of total tourism revenue internationally total is $11 trillion. And the effect of this revenue, 10% in GDP growth of internationally. So the potential of Pakistan tourism is very high. If it's a first one global high altitude conditioning market exceeds USD 5.5 billion. GB, why GB? I will show you on the next slides why we chose GB. The next slide is the global tourism and Pakistan tourism comparison, which is reference from World Travel and Tourism Council. In the next one. These are the forums from which we have taken all these slides. In the next one. You all know that why Pakistan is important, why Pakistan has all the potentials historically. We have a very big historical heritage. We have culture, food, and each and every facility in Pakistan. So we have beaches, scenic views, beautiful mountains, and the mountain peaks total. There are 14 peaks in world which is above 8,000 meter above, in which Pakistan have 5 of them. The next one. What the factors which we have achieved and what the factors which we have to do work. By nature we are on top. Pakistan is on top. By public sector, security is improving, infrastructure is improving, promotion and perception. What Rodent Story is doing, is to build the perception of Pakistan also overall in the world also. So the private sector needs to invest in accommodation. We don't have much accommodations for visitors. The next slide. This is the estimated share of international and domestic tourism. And Road and Story is working for both, for international tourism, internationally tourist, and to attract the domestic tourist also, which the domestic tourist is almost 30 million of Pakistani tourists which go abroad for these type of facilities. The next one. This is the accommodation which we are very much lacking of. You can see number of quality rooms. Even in Switzerland, it's 1,40,000 quality rooms. In the next slide. This is the readiness matrix which the Yasser Saab has made. This shows that there are 62 type of tourisms in the world, and Pakistan is ready in some type of tourism which has a potential of $5.914 billion. So the market size is too much. If we share something from that, we can even pay off our all debts even. The next one. Why Gilgit Baltistan? Gilgit Baltistan is most beautiful area of Pakistan. So the next slide. The next one. The accessibility. We have 4 roads accessibility. We have international airports and domestic airports. See the next slide. This is a very important slide. We are comparing GB with Switzerland. The area of GB is 73,000 kilometers square, but as compared to the area of Switzerland, which is 43,000 square kilometer. So it's double the area, but the population is very low in GB. We have only 1.8 million population. Switzerland population is 8.5 million. Tourism revenue, Switzerland tourism have a tourism revenue of $100 billion. With GB in Pakistan, it's more, it's less than even 1 billion. And we don't have, the main difference is we don't have the main rooms availability of 5-star facility in GB. The next slide. This is a comparison of GB with Switzerland. The next one. This is where we are planning our project. It's Ishkuman. Well, we are not in the plan. We have done a lot of things on that project. We are showing that to the next slide. These are the key attraction near our place, which is Shandur Pass, Pandar Valley, Ishkuman Valley, Dharkot Valleys, Khatli Lake, Atar Lake, Briggle Lake, and lots of lakes and beautiful places around that area. See the next one. Geography and passes and rivers near that area, which we have already shown in the next slides. This is the main plan of the city, which is designed by Meinhardt Singapore. We have acquired land. We have made the city planning over there. You are seeing our football ground, 12 to 14 sports facilities, a number of facilities. Next slides, I'm showing you the facilities we have over there. It's the Ishkumen, the heart of high altitude sports and tourism. It's about the valley. The next slides, which is very close to the Wakhan corridor. Project amenities. In the next slides, we have accommodation. We have the accommodation of 170 chalets over there. 12 sports facility we are produce over there. We are establishing over there football field, Olympic tracks, volleyball, baseball, and number of facilities. Wellness there. They have talked a lot about medical tourism. Yes, medical tourism is very, very important. It's an important part of tourism. We will link our hospital with the Hospital of Islamabad also. To after the treatment, the visitors can go there and enjoy the facilities at this city. The next slide. Entertainment. We will not only for the international sportsmen, we are also managing many entertainment facilities for domestic travelers also, which includes theme park, water bodies, open theater, orchids, yoga and healing center, as this is an altitude of 2,000 meter plus. So it's very good for the health and betterment facility. The infrastructure we are doing there is helipad. We are providing helipad facility, airstrips, 10 megawatt hydel power plant we are conceptualized. With that, we have 5 megawatt solar power plant over there, 1,000 plus parking, 24/7 power generation from our own sources. See the next slides. The logistic we will have a logistic over there, commercial sites, and the golf course, which will be on our next phase. We will develop a golf course over there also. See the next slide. This is the picture of the project which we have conceived. Every chalet will be facing to the lake. It's an lake facing chalets, and then sport facilities, hospitals, and number of facilities over there. See the next slides. The project progress. This is a very important. We have acquired a land of 640 canals over there. 1,500 canals of land we have identified but not acquired right now. Fencing, we have done fencing of that project over there. All surveys and studies are completed. Power infrastructure planned. We have planned 10 megawatt hydel and 5 megawatt solar panel plants. City design completed by Meinhardt, Singapore. Internationally, hospital brands have expressed their partnership interest also. High level financial feasibility has been completed, and we have submitted that feasibility to SIFC also. So SIFC is planning to take this feasibility for international investors also. Ji, the next slide. This is the hydel power plant and the solar power. Another thing which we are planning under solar panels, we are planning to have trout fish farm over there. The trout fish farm, the trout fish of that area is very famous overall in whole Pakistan, and we can build a very grand trout fish farm there. Gigi, next slide. This is the main topographic map and site of Ghazar. This is the project. Regarding the project, if you have any inquiry, any details, if you want to ask, we are here for tomorrow also, so you can discuss it with me also. Thank you very much for listening. I know you all are very tired. This is the last one. Thank you very much still for listening me.
Say it. So Asma does not have the Sarah does not have the schedule. So वो ये समझिए ये last है. This is not the last one. We have one more investor pitch right now, and this is Mr. Zohair Naqvi, who's director of the Noble Group. Is Zohair Naqvi sahab here? Do you have a slide, PowerPoint, whatever? Please check the clicker. Otherwise, you'll have to prompt them.
Yeah, I'll prompt.
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Mohammed Zuhair Naqvi. I'm the CEO of Resort Project Management. We are bringing today for you investment opportunity in Pakistan's first and only beach resort club. This opportunity is very interesting because despite having a 1,064-kilometer coastal belt, Pakistan has yet not developed a single coastal resort. We do have private villas, we have huts, but nothing which is structured coastal development. The project's name is Sahil Firdaus. First, just to make things interesting, I'm going to start with a 3D render of the project itself. Can we please play the video? Fahim, can we please play the video? I'm sorry, guys. I think the video people have some delay. 2 minutes. Until the video is played, I can brief you on the location. We are only an hour away from Karachi. Karachi is a city of 25 million people. And for those 25 million people, despite being on the coastal belt, the most traveled two cities are in Thailand and Dubai, which are again coastal. That shows you something. Something is missing for this city. So our target segment for this project is the 1% of Karachi. We are targeting the people who have their dream home, their dream car, but they don't have a dream vacation home just an hour away. The property is spanning 7.5 acres. We have done this in a very intelligent way. The total property size was 21. 13 acres has been acquired by a private hotel named Khoj Alana. Khoj Alana has been operational for the last 1 year, and they are charging for a per night stay 250,000 rupees a night. We are allowing you to own residence right next to Khoj Alana. Second, I would like to also share some facts with you. According to the UN, World Tourism Organization, 4 out of 5 resorts are coastal rather than mountain. So that shows that the pull towards the coast is much more than it is towards the mountains. And Pakistan during COVID was able to grasp the opportunity of the mountains. But till this very day, we have missed out on the coastal belt. So since we are an off-plan project, we are allowing our investors to grasp at the foundation of the project and allow themselves to gain the benefit of the first mover advantage. Now I would need the video before I proceed. So they had asked me for 2 minutes.
An unparalleled escape where luxury kisses the ocean. Nestled in pristine waters, more than a destination. A masterpiece brought to life by the prestigious Noble Group. Comprising of high-end apartments, luxury villas, multiple amenities, and your very own private beach. Just 50 minutes from Karachi, or a serene boat ride from Creek Marina, lies a world crafted exclusively for you. Welcome to Sahil-e-Firdaus. Welcome to Beach Resort Club, Pakistan's first gated beach resort club. A safe haven for the discerning elite. Immerse yourself in the serenity of the lagoon, where meticulously curated landscapes greet you. Designed to harmonize with the climate and rhythm of the beach. For those enjoying a refreshing dive,
Moving forward. So, as you see in the 3D render, we have 2 types of properties. We have the villas and we have the serviced apartments. So, this club resort will have more than 25 plus amenities. To keep things simple, we've not added any amenity which already does not exist within this city. We have swimming pools, we have a clubhouse which is incorporated with jacuzzis, sauna rooms, cold plunges, a daycare center for the kids, a gym. We have provided you with a mini golf course, we have jogging tracks, we have a lot of water activities that we've planned which are already happening at Kojalana. So this allows our investors an opportunity to buy a property which sort of pays for itself. The current progress on the property is that obviously the land has been acquired, all approvals have been acquired. We've also gained environmental approval from the concerned authorities, and our launch was on the 10th of January this year. Alhamdulillah, by the grace of God, we have been able to sell 20% of our inventory. We have been able to attract massive public interest in this. We are looking for private investors to come forward and enjoy the first mover advantage with us and gain insight and gain the property today and allow us to build it for them and also enjoy rental income in the near future. So I would like to end this investor pitch with showing you a video of our launch event, which happened at the site. So you can see the pristine waters and the land for what it is. Please play the second video.
There's nothing colder than your shoulder when you're dragging me along like you do. How rude. But I kinda forget it. I don't mind if this is gonna take a million days. I know you'll come around to me eventually. If you sit to the box and join my company, my company. Once you know what my love's gonna feel like, nothing at the movies, 'cause it feels so magical, baby, 'cause what you're magical. baby, 'cause watch mystical, magical, baby, it's mystical, magical.
Thank you everyone for giving me the time. And I'm here today as well as at the dinner. If anyone's interested in the property, kindly contact me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben. We come to the last panel for today. Not simply a panel, just a few words of wisdom from three very renowned, very respected speakers that we have. We give the mic over to Salman Javed Saab, and this is a symposia. जी बिल्कुल ठीक है ये वाले ग्रुप को ये अभी देना है आपने तो अभी कर लेते हैं श्योर ठीक है we now have a symposia on promoting education and skills for sustainable tourism. And we'd like to start off the symposium with Salman Javed Saab, followed by Aftabur Rahman Rana and Sabar Ahmad Saab. Salman Javed Saab is the convener, Standing Committee on Tourism for FPCCI. Salman Javed Saab, आइए. बिल्कुल ठीक है आइए मैं तो हाथ देने लगी थी आपको
नहीं वो इतनी देर से बैठे Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I know you had a very long day and you have to again come back for the gala night. I'll be very short and brief because you have very two distinguished educational practitioners, and I thought that I will just introduce the topic in a few minutes. In fact, earlier we were at one of the breakout sessions on policy, and there Nawaz Saab mentioned the word Ikra, the first revelation on from Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Taala upon our Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is from where we stem education, and that is the theme of this discussion. And again, when I was walking to the stage, I recollected an article by Dr. Malia Lodi, our former ambassador to UN, USA, and UK, wherein she pointed out that uh, Pakistan ranks very low in the UN Human Resource Development Index, and that is, should be an eye opener for all of us. In fact, that applies to some of the OIC countries also. So, this topic is very, very important for the OIC country members in general and Pakistan in particular. And it is important for us because we also have, like Indonesia, from Indonesia up to Morocco, in many countries, a bulging youth population. Indonesia, Pakistan, Egypt, and so on and so forth. Therefore, we gather to explore promotion of education and skills for sustainable tourism development in the OIC countries. Just now we heard a young man presenting about the city coming up in Saudi Arabia, and he mentioned that 38,000 Saudis are keen to join the workforce there. That shows the potential of the sustainable tourism sites in the Islamic countries, where if we have to develop them for economic reason and to provide employment to our youth, then we have to develop them to come up to the international standards which the visitors expect in the sustainable tourism sector. And most important there is, of course, the soft skills. So, and mind you, that in spite of the advancement of AI and automation, still, as the old adage says, it is the man behind the machine which matters. So, we'll have to keep on developing the human resource and education and improve the skills. And tourism being a labor intensive industry, in spite of what I identified earlier, the automation age, this is one industry which can absorb the population. In Pakistan alone, I was reading that we need to create 2 million jobs per year in the labor market to meet the growing population. Therefore, it is very important for the entire Islamic Ummah to go in for human resource development and for the sustainable tourism destinations so that the destinations are well equipped to receive the visitors and also to preserve them. I'm not using the slides, I'm just going to speak from my mobile slides. And so, as I said earlier, that human resource development is a key driver for sustainable tourism development in the OIC countries. Some OIC countries have already leveraging this. For example, Turkish tourism sector employs over 2 million people. Malaysia's vocational training programs are enhancing in hospitality skills to meet the demand. Similarly, Indonesia is focusing on ecotourism in creating new opportunities. So to it also at the same time, sustainable tourism development, human resource and skill development uh, programs is going to be very helpful in removing the gender gap which we have in many OIC countries, because women face barriers to employment. Tourism can be a great changer there. It offers a flexible income generating opportunity. Women tourism can craft businesses in Morocco. Skills training and entrepreneurship can boost women's participation. This is in nutshell my submissions are that because of being labor intensive tourism industry, women's empowerment and gap removal can be very effective if they are given training and in skills and also in other educational factors. My submission will be to wind up that the OIC should consider identifying centers of excellence in the various training institutes throughout the OIC countries. In Pakistan, we are very glad that we have several such institutions. One of this is the Global College of Tourism and Hotel Management with 29 campuses in Pakistan and also abroad up to London. Some of them are can be identified and declared as centers of excellence so that we can have uh, investment coming in human resource development so that the same human resource can be utilized in the neighboring countries where it is lacking. And I would just, before leaving the podium, I would like to just cite an example. I had the privilege of attending the board of directors meeting of the then Intercontinental Hotels chain in San Francisco. And Mr. Sternick, who was the MD, having identified me from Pakistan, said, you know, that the Intercontinental Hotels chains established in the late 60s or early 70s in Pakistan catered to the entire upcoming hospitality industry in the entire Gulf and Saudi Arabian region. So we were providing and we can provide uh, very well trained human resources from this part of the world. And similarly, We can interchange the academia and the faculties from each other's country wherever they have reached the excellence mark. This is what my submission is, and I will be taking leave with the hope that with the few submissions I've made, the OIC chambers would be forwarding them as our recommendation on HR development and skill development and interchange, and also award of scholarships to each other's students in this industry so that they rise up again, not only within the region but internationally. Thank you very much for giving me a patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Salman साहब. मुझसे reassurance मांग रहे हैं कि मैंने लंबा नहीं किया. It's okay, right? So Salman साहब will be gaining more from your wisdom tomorrow when you are in the panel. My next speaker is Aftabur Rahman Rana, President, Sustainable Tourism Foundation. Can I have Rana Saab here, please? Are you going to use a slide deck or something?
Yes,
You
no,
using a
no, no
slide deck?
presentation. It's just for now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to speak today about a topic which is very close to my heart, as I'm one of the very first professionals in tourism industry who started educating and giving skills to our young people about sustainable tourism development in Pakistan. Tourism is one of the world's most powerful driver of economic growth, cultural exchange, and community development. Yet, its true potential can only be realized when it is built on knowledge, responsibility, and skills. In Pakistan, we are facing many challenges to promote education and skills in tourism sector. We have shortage of well-equipped and internationally aligned tourism and hospitality training institutions and universities. Although there are around 20 universities which are now offering BS level programs in tourism and hospitality in Pakistan. But in most of the cases, these programs are more theory oriented and not aligned with the current needs of our tourism and hospitality industry. Weak collaboration between academia and private sector also result in skill gap. Similarly, there are limited internships and inadequate facilities for on-job trainings in the tourism and hospitality sector. There's also lack of awareness about the importance of tourism and hospitality sector in Pakistan. Tourism and hospitality education is often viewed as not a respectable or a long-term profession. So parents and students are always shy to invest getting this training. Moreover, there's also issues with the female employability in tourism and hospitality sector in Pakistan. Although internationally, more than 50% employments are with the female people working in tourism and hospitality sector. Luckily, in the recent years, we have now a chain of institutions of Kautam, which is working all around Pakistan. They also have a very quality education available in Karachi, in Lahore, in Multan, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Peshawar, and Islamabad, Rawalpindi. At least they have broken the barriers, and now many more young boys and girls are coming and getting education in tourism and hospitality sector, and they are also getting good jobs not only in Pakistan but abroad as well. So there is also a problem in this sector because there's a very limited number of trainers available in Pakistan who are high quality, who have international exposure, and who could really deliver good training programs in this sector. In any case, strengthening tourism and hospitality skills is essential for Pakistan and for many countries in OIC region as well. And we can bridge this challenge gap by sharing the best practices of number of other OIC countries who are doing quite better in tourism and hospitality sector. So, ladies and gentlemen, sustainable tourism is not just about attracting more visitors, it's about protecting our heritage, empowering our people, and ensuring that tourism benefits today and do not compromise on the needs of tomorrow as well. Education is the foundation of this vision. So, through education, we shape the mindset and value sustainability, inclusivity, and innovation. So, tourism education must go beyond textbook and classroom. It should integrate environmental awareness, cultural sensitivity, digital literacy, and ethical business practices. When students understand the importance of uh, conserving natural resources, respect local culture, and engage with local community, they become true ambassador and responsible tourism representatives. So, equally important are the skill development and vocational training. The tourism sector is service driven and people centered industry. So, skills in hospitality management, tour guiding, tour operation, airline management, digital marketing, language, culinary art, and destination management are very essential. So by investing in practical skills, we enable our young people and local communities to access decent jobs, start small enterprises in tourism, and actively participate in tourism value chain. So in today's rapid changing world, tourism education must also embrace innovation and technology. Digital transformation, artificial intelligence, data management, and online marketing are transforming how destinations are promoted and managed in a better manner. So, equipping our workforce, our young people, with modern digital skills ensures competitiveness in the sector while opening new opportunities for youth and building a tourism sector that create opportunity while safeguarding our natural and cultural legacy for the generation to come. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you very much.
Uh, thank you, Rana Saab. Before I invite my next and the last speaker, I want to just apologize for a small glitch. And that glitch was that after the investors pitch, we were supposed to mementos and get group photos, which I forgot because chai nahi thi. So chai or coffee ke alawa, I can't function after 4 o'clock. So here is an example. Anyways, I'll manage that later on. For now, the final speaker for today's segment before we call today off, and after we will have both memento giving and group photo sessions, is Sabir Ahmed Saab, Executive Director, Kotham Karachi.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। आखिरी शायर का जो हाल होता है वो मेरा हाल है, क्योंकि पूरा मुशायरा जो है वो क्या जा चुका है, लोग थक चुके हैं, जो बैठे हैं वो स्लीपी हैं, तो मैं ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लूँगा, बिल्कुल कतई नहीं लूँगा ज़्यादा टाइम। Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for last few minutes before closing, and I am the last one, and last one is always very difficult. So please, a small video first.
Tourism is the world's fastest growing economy, and to lead it, you need to be connected to the source. Gotham Global is proud to be a UN Tourism Affiliate member. Placing Pakistan's education on the highest international platform. This affiliation isn't just a logo. It grants us access to over 500 organizations worldwide, bridging the gap between Pakistani talent and global opportunities. Our students and partners stay ahead of the curve with direct access to UN Tourism's latest research, innovation strategies, and sustainability goals. We don't just teach tourism, we define it. Cotton Global, the future of aviation and tourism.
Thank you very much. Gotham is the flagship in tourism academia in Pakistan. Not only tourism, but also we are inculcating various segments of hospitality management, hotel management, airline and travel management, culinary arts, uh, baking and pastry, and many more, food and hygiene. So our target is to develop this youth, the Z generation. We want to connect them with the tourism industry. Right now, our flagship academia in Pakistan having 25 campuses around the Pakistan and 3 campuses outside the Pakistan in UK and in Dubai. And we are trying to manage Pakistani youth in the direction of development of their skills in various hospitality segments. And whenever I come to any hotel here in Pakistan or restaurant, I found our students. Today, when I entered, I found at front office, I found in the back office, I found my students everywhere in the Pearl Continental and in Pakistan and globally. Uh, Gotham students are working very well in Pakistan, not only in Pakistan but also in global industry. We are developing 4 to 5,000 hospitality talented youth from Pakistan in Pakistan every year, and it is a big number. And most of them, 70% of them are young girls who was not only developing uh, their own career in Pakistan, but this they are empowering themselves and their families through the various businesses from home and online businesses and many segments in Pakistan. Recently, we have received this United Nations Charter as well for tourism in December in Saudi Arabia, and now we are a member of academia that we are member of UN tourism. So we have now access to have more than 500 intellect bodies and universities and academia globally. So this is an opportunity for our students in Pakistan to join this industry, not only in the field of tourism, but also the support mechanism of tourism in logistics, in airline management, in travel management, in event management, in malls, in front offices, in back of the offices. There are a lot of segment in hospitality industry. They all are related with the tourism, and combination of those all these industries or combination of all these activities transforming the best tourism in anywhere in the world. So I heard a lot of thoughts here. We are lacking behind in few segments. So if we will focus on all those segments, then we can improve our overall tourism activities in Pakistan. And I hope in coming days College of Tourism and Hotel Management, Pakistan, committed to provide best available curriculum which is affiliated with international bodies. We are not only developing those curriculums in Pakistan and we are customizing them as per Pakistani need as well, but these curriculums are basically affiliated with the global needs as well, because we are teaching international affiliations and we are providing international accreditation certificates to them, so they can, whenever they go outside the Pakistan in global industry, they don't have any extra examination, they don't have any extra things. They should have certificates and accredited and affiliated certificate which serves them as an entry level anywhere in the world. uh, I hope what we are doing with the support of the industry and with the support of the government also financing a lot in last few years in the field of skill development through NAPTEC and through other courses. And but it is not enough, and we have to do lot of regulations and lot of things in various part of the Pakistan, especially where you are sitting in Sindh. You know that right now Karachi is under uh, heavily under pressure because of various things, poor infrastructure and so many things. So government need to be focused to develop everything. Urban tourism is also very important. Whenever you go Kuala Lumpur, you go anywhere in the big cities having a 25 million population, you can see a very good infrastructure over there, but unfortunately Karachi is the hub of Pakistan, business is lacking behind all these things. So government has to do a lot of things to develop this infrastructure. And at our side as academia, we are in all these difficulties, we are providing best possible academic activities. And our CEO Ahmed Shafiq Saab, he is energetic. He's moving around globally, and in Pakistan, he's trying to focus all small cities as well. Now we are going to open a campus in Hyderabad. We are trying to go open a campus in Quetta and Sakkar in this Sindh Balochistan region, so we can promote this academia and tourism in Pakistan. And this is very important for our girls and boys and youth to engage themselves in various activities through these academics in to develop Pakistan tourism industry. Thank you very much, and thank you for listening. I'm trying to short as much as possible because I am tired, you all are tired, and we want to go home. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
उसमें आपने बहुत टाइम ले लिया था हम तो शौकीन हैं thank you so much ji rectifying my mistake I would like to invite the speakers from the investment projects for economic development investor pitch, starting off with Nawaz Mahmood Sahab. And I would like Khwaja Ashraf Sahab to come on stage to give away the mementos. Nawaz Mahmood Sahab, please. Can we have the photographers here? Ji. Asma, are you here? Asma Chishti? Asma, are you here? Asma को कल दे देंगे. Okay. Can I have Ishkoman, Rodent Story, Ishkoman Meadows? I'm sorry, I'm old. I just forgot your name again. Saima. I was thinking of Saira. आ जाइए please. मेरे सामने कंप्यूटर Saima, आप इधर ही आ जाइएगा because we'll also have a group photo. Asma is not here, so we'll give her memento there tomorrow. Zuhair Nakvi. Noble Group. Okay, कोई बात नहीं. Amir Saif Amjad. Okay. नहीं सर अभी नहीं आराम से करते हैं. मैं पहले उनको क्लोज कर दूं ना. जुहेर नकवी इस पैनल को क्लोज कर दूं मैं. अमीर से अमजद. So that's Amir Zaib Amjad. Amir Zaib यहीं रहिएगा please. Amir Zaib, please stay back. We have a group photo for this panel, please. Can the panel please step up with Khaja Saab to get a picture? Oh, नहीं मैंने आपके पैनल को एंड में बुलाना था. ये मेरे साथ साजिश हुई है सर. सलमान जावेद साहब for the memento please. Are Sabir साहब and Aftab साहब also here? Okay. Okay, हो गया. सर मैंने आपका नाम अनाउंस नहीं किया था. अच्छा अपन एक ग्रुप फोटो कर लें. Can we do a group picture please? Investor pitch and the symposia on promoting education. Can we please do a group picture?
Okay, look at everyone. Yes, after that. Okay. आप आइएगा.
किस लिए? अरे आप लोग करें ना.
कह रहा हूँ. अब वो बैलेंस करना है दो खातून.
ओ ये
दो खातून बैलेंस के.
एक वाली बात है तुम. अरे not at all. मुझे बस चाय चाहिए. Thank you so much. एक और आए. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. आप लोगों की पॉजिटिव की वजह से हमारा जो ये मैंने सोचा कि और